score points so the defense can, hold the Wildcats scoring too much.
Another important item we should mention, next week Arizona plays Arizona State, and they might look past Fresno a little bit.
Well, that'd be a big break for the Bulldogs tonight because they're going to need a few breaks, but I just can't see Larry Smith letting his team, do that. I think that Coach Winnie's ready, the Bulldogs are ready, and, they've got a fight on their hands tonight.
Okay, we'll find out how the Bulldogs do when we return. Fresno State football brought to you in part by your San Joaquin Valley Magnavox dealer. Well, we're going to get a look at the Arizona Wildcat offense first as they won the toss and will receive. Scott Darrow will be kicking off for the Bulldogs. Going to be a full house, about 40,000 in the stadium tonight, as it's a band day. 4,000 high school band members are in the stadium, so it's going to be a noisy crowd, to say the least. Darrow puts the ball in play, and that ball's headed for and out of the end zone. The Wildcats will put the ball in play on their own 20-yard line. Let's take a look at the Arizona offense. First of all, on the line, it'll be Harris, Khalil, McCormick, Roper, Keywell, and the tight end Mark Keel, a very good one. The offensive backs for Arizona, quarterback Tom Tunnicliffe, Brian Holland, and Darrell Nelson start in the backfield. The flanker is Bob Carter.
Number 12, Tom Tunnicliffe.
Tunnicliffe calling the shots, and he's a sophomore quarterback, a good sophomore quarterback. A good field general is the scouting report on the quarterback, Tom Tunnicliffe. This will be Nelson, the ball carrier. He gets good yardage up to the 28-yard line. Defensively for the Fresno State Bulldogs, Chris Shipp, Morris Brown, John Sandifer, and Kevin Johnson on the line. The linebacking core for the Bulldogs consists of McCreary, Grazier, and Nicolopoulos. The defensive backfield will be Kent Payne, Steve Cordell, Matt McKnight, and Tim Washington. Second down and 3 for the Wildcats. The give is to Holland, and Holland's got the first down for the Wildcats. We expected, Darrell, to see a little more passing out of the Arizona Wildcats. We will as the night goes on. I think they're trying, obviously, to establish their ground game to open up that passing attack, which is a very good one.
I think the Wildcats are doing exactly that, Scott. They're going to try test the Bulldogs. They've never faced them before. It's new personnel to them, so, I think they'll test here early, but they've got a potent offensive passing attack, so we're going to see the ball in the air.
First and 10 on the 31-yard line of Arizona. Tunnicliffe audibilizing on that line of scrimmage. He's going to go to the air. Right down the sideline is Carter, but he's out of bounds. Defending on the play, Kent Payne and Steve Cordell.
It was a smart play by the Bulldogs right there. They went into a double wings formation, trying to get one-on-one to the outside. Fresno State had a blitz on, and forced the quarterback to audibilize out of his original call.
Second and 10 for Arizona. They've got 3 wide receivers all grouped to the left side of the field. They're going to overload that side, the wide side of the field. Tunnicliffe back to pass again. Looks downfield, and he had a couple of receivers. Carter maybe could have caught that ball, but he was waiting for the ball to go to Brad Bush. He thought Bush had a better shot at that ball. Pass is incomplete. That'll bring up a 3rd and 10.
The Bulldogs need a break early. If they could cause a turnover or a fumble right here, would really give them a little life. It's important that the Bulldogs come out with a good, strong defensive effort here in the first offensive series.
Here's the shotgun formation. We'll see this throughout the night. Tunnicliffe trying to go to his back. Brian Holland. Craig Nicolopoulos, a linebacker, one-on-one. Craig answers the challenge. That's going to bring up the punting situation. We're going to see one of the best punters in the Pac-10 Conference. Sergio Vega, who's a senior, has a 42.8 average. Long of 68 this year. He's a hometown product from Tucson. Looks like he's got a possible future in the pros.
It's interesting, Scott, to see, the shotgun in college. It's not really that dominant, in college football right now, but Wildcats throw to their tight end an awful lot. In fact, the tight end is their leading receiver.
Mooshagian fields the ball on about his 23. He gets to about where the Bulldogs will put it in play. Offensively, the line for Fresno State, a good one. Forrest, Houston, the center John Blackstill, Steve Johnson, one guard, Ed Carter, the tackle, and Jim Heller will be the tight end tonight. The offensive backfield for the Bulldogs, Tedford at quarterback, of course, Terosian in his swan song, Fran O'Brien and Tony Woodruff, the flanker. Bulldogs will open in a passing formation, double tight ends, one setback. Jim Sweeney says he'd like to go to the tight ends a little bit more tonight. Look over the middle to Terosian. He gets up to about the 36-yard line where Ricky Hundley will bring him down. Defensively for the Wildcats, Ivan Lesnick on the line along with Gary Shaw, very good nose tackle, and Julius Holt. The linebackers, Gary Gibson, Ricky Hundley, who just made that stop, John Pace, and Bob Gurried. Defensively, Randy Robbins in the backfield, Tony Neely, Al Gross, and senior Jerome Crimes. We've got a 2nd down and 2 for the Bulldogs, again in a double tight end formation. In motion comes Steve Mooshagian. Rolling out is Jeff Tedford. He's got a lot of time. He goes down to, let's wait for the number on this one. It is Henry Ellard, and the stop is made by Mike Woodford. But not before. Ellard makes a nice reception. Plenty of yardage, gets up to the 49 of the Bulldogs, where the Bulldogs will have a 1st and 10. So they've gone to the pass. We've said they've had to open it up, and right now it looks like they've got a great plan of attack lined up. They see some things in that secondary that they want to attack, and right now they're exploiting it. Again, a double tight end offense. This is Terosian, the ball carrier. He gets into the secondary, but he fumbles the ball, and that ball is loose. It's a race for it. I believe one of the offensive linemen for the Bulldogs got on it.
This is what the formation, when you go to 2 tight ends, that's what it does. It allows the strength is on both sides. You don't have a weak side running, and this is what the Bulldogs want to do, to establish a good, strong running game as well as a good passing attack.
Well, it is a big break, the first break for the Bulldogs. Terosian fumbles, but one of the Bulldog linemen got on it. We didn't get a number. We apologize, but it is a Fresno State 2nd and 2 on the Arizona 43-yard line. Right now, the Wildcats know they're in a game. This is Terosian again. He gets into the secondary, gets all the way down to the 36-yard line where Ricky Hundley brings him down.
It's good to see Ted running real hard again. He's over his injuries, and he's back to full head of steam here.
I'll tell you what, those defensive backs and linebackers have taken a couple of good shots from Ted. Ted, low center of gravity, and he comes at you pretty hard. When you hit him, you know you've got a tough man to stop there. Ted Terosian, a senior out of Sanger, and we'll take a closer look at Ted during our halftime. It's a 1st and 10 Bulldogs on the Arizona 36-yard line. They're quickly approaching field goal territory for Scott Darrow. This is Terosian again with a lot of room. He gets all the way up to the 24-yard line where he's brought down by a host of blue shirts. Number 58, Ivan Lesnick, and Gary Gibson, and supply most of the tackle along with Julius Holt.
Just excellent play selection. They've screened. They've run both sides strong, left and right. Tedford's been right on the numbers.
One of the Wildcats are injured on the play. Interesting on that tackle, Julius Holt and Ivan Lesnick were both in on it, and they're both defensive linemen, to give you some idea of the quickness in that defensive line of the Wildcats.
Well, that's the type of defense they have. They're swarming, aggressive, gang tackling type of defense. They're very quick. They're a little susceptible to the reverses. I think that somewhere in the first half, we will see a reverse. This is a good position on the football field to run reverses.
I think the Wildcats would be looking for a reverse in that very situation, because they know the success that Henry Ellard has been able to run that reverse with. 31, Randy Robbins, the injured cornerback, and he's helped off the field, and it doesn't look like he's going to play. Well, now he's favoring his right knee, so they'll bring in replacement for him. Terosian on his 3 plays has gained 26 yards for the Bulldogs. 2 rushes and 1 pass reception. So Ted, the man, the Wildcats are going to have to stop in the early going here. Again, a double tight end offense. Nua, one of the tight ends, along with Heller. Here's Terosian again, and he's into the secondary again, all the way down to the 10-yard line before he's brought down by Garib and Al Gross. So the Fresno State Bulldogs knocking on the door down to the 10-yard line where that ball will be marked. And interesting, Darrell, where they spotted that ball, if it's going to be a 1st and goal or a 1st and 10. I can't see from here. Looks like there is a possibility for a first down.
They're going to have to score a touchdown. I believe it's just too close. The tip of the ball is on the 10-yard line.
Ted Terosian has done a job for the Bulldogs in the early going. Here he is again. He gets the call, and he'll get up to the 7-yard line. Terosian now has 4 rushes for 29 yards. So Ted is on his way to a nice night. Gary Shaw, the tackler there. Steve Mooshagian now checks in. Woodruff, or make that Stephon Page, checks out.
Well, Scott, it's interesting. We have an interesting matchup with the center John Blackshill going against very quick Gary Shaw. Should be interesting. So far, Blackshill has won the battle on the nose guard.
Blackshill, the All-American honorable mention product from Fresno City College. Played there a couple of years. Terosian with a great one-hand catch, but he drops the ball. Let's see what they rule. They're going to rule it first down the other way. Terosian made a good job to make the catch. John Pace recovers, made the initial hit, and Garib recovered the fumble. So the break goes for the Wildcats. They're going to come back the other way, but not before Terosian had got down to the 8-yard line. But it is a very impressive drive, and right now those Bulldogs are thinking they can do a job and they can move the football against a very good defensive team, the Arizona Wildcats. Pitch goes to Holland, and he gets into the secondary all the way up to the 16-yard line. A nice pickup for him. Steve Podel and Dave McCreary make the stop.
No, Scott, it was very unfortunate to be fumbling down there. They moved the ball well, but, you know, we knew coming in, or at least we felt that the Bulldogs could score. The big key right now is if they can hold on defense again and this allow the Bulldogs to get good field position.
Yeah, field position, one of the most important factors in a football game. Anyone can tell you that. Nelson, the ball carrier, he is stopped short of the first down.
Crucial down coming up right here. It's a really 3rd and short yardage. Be a good test for the Bulldogs. If they can stop right here, it'll be a real confidence builder, and I think they can.
3rd down and 2, the ball resting on the 16-yard line. I formation. They're going to keep that ball on the ground. Now they'll shift into a pass formation. Lone setback, 3 receivers. Quick pitches to Holland, and he gets close to the first down. Darrell, you're shaking your head no. We'll have to wait for the official measurement. Good defensive play on the part of those white shirts down there.
Right. They shifted into formation. It's the only play, unless the quarterback was going to sneak it. It would have been an awful long sneak. They pitched the ball out, and I really don't think he made it.
Measurement, we'll have to see. It is a first down for the Wildcats. Ball resting on the 18-yard line.
We look at the Wildcats offense, and they do throw their tight ends. You would have to consider them intermediate type passing and short passing game. They don't throw the ball deep that often.
That tight end is Mark Heel, the man you're mentioning, the leading receiver on the Wildcats. And there's the movement of the offensive line for the Wildcats. Let's wait for the official call, though. We were talking about Heel. He's got 25 receptions on the year, 315 yards and 7 TDs, so he's been a big play man for the Blue Shirts.
The key there, though, is that he has outstanding speed. I was talking to Coach Smith, and he says he's got outside receiver speed, so that speaks an awful lot for his athletic ability.
First down and 15. The ball now on the 13.5-yard line. Tunnicliffe, the quarterback. the draw. This will be Nelson. And he's tripped up there by Duke Grazier. Made the initial hit tripping him up, but he stumbled ahead for a pretty good gain on the play.
One thing, though, the Bulldogs, they sealed off the areas from tackle to tackle. They forced the draw man to go to the outside, which means that they're handling the offensive front line so far up front.
Jim Sweeney, Bulldog coach, he'd love to close this thing out in 5 and 6 fashion. Tunnicliffe in a heap of trouble. He just got the ball. Big guy, he might go all the way. He steps out of bounds on the 14-yard line. Mac McKnight, the junior from San Rafael, makes a great play, and he's ridden out of bounds by Gerald Roper. That's Matt's 5th interception on the year. That ties him for the team lead with Steve Cordell. That ball, I don't think, should have been thrown, Darrell.
No, I was watching Matt on that play. He baited very well. He knew that he had an interception if the quarterback was going to throw, and he did. He saw the ball coming, baited him, stepped in front for a beautiful pickoff.
All right, we're talking field position. Let's talk 14-yard line on the Arizona 14-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Their confidence level has to be at a premium right about now.
But they have to capitalize. They've got to score.
Tedford now, the first time we've seen split backs on the night. Carter and Tarosian. There's the quick out to Woodruff. Woodruff ridden out of bounds by Mike Woodford. So Woody picks up a couple yards out there.
It's going to be interesting watching them in practice this week. They have a flanker pass off of that. They've set it up. It's a good place to call it down here on the field.
Sure, they could be baiting him right now with that quick pass to the flanker, and when they least expect it, they'll drop one in for 6, hopefully, or at least a long gain. We've got a slot formation out here to the near side. That's Ellard and Mooshagian. Here's Carter. He dropped the ball, but it came right back up to him. Bulldogs retained possession. A lucky break there. But Terry Carter got the good bounce, and it'll be spotted on the 17-yard line. It'll be a 3rd and about 14 yards.
It's hard to see what happened there, but it looked like it was a mix-up on a quarterback exchange. I saw Jeff stick it in, but they're not going to be able to give the ball away here.
Well, Carter comes out. They go back to the double tight end offense. The one they had, the formation they had great success with on their opening drive to take it all the way down to the 8-yard line. Tedford drops straight back, looks to the corner to Woodruff. Van Brandon was defending on the play, and that's some high fives, well deserved for the Bulldogs. Woodruff, the touchdown from Tedford, a 19-yard play, we'll call it. And the Bulldogs on top, 6-0. There's a happy Fresno State bench, a very confident one at this point. That brings in Scott Darrell. Scott is 25 for 25 on the extra points this year. There's another look at it, Darrell. Tiptoe in, 6 points.
And the reason they were able to get a one-on-one situation is they went to double tight end. It forced them to come out of the zone.
And that's 7-0. Bulldogs will be right back.
I bet you think Magnavox only makes great stereo and TV consoles. Think again. And you thought Magnavox only made great stereo and TV consoles.
In Clovis, shop Clovis Home Furnishings on Clovis Avenue, and in Visalia, see Walt's Magnavox on South Mooney.
They build them. We sell them. We buy them. We love it.
Phase 2 at Ranchwood is now open on Chestnut, just south of Kings Canyon. Only 5% down buys a 1- or 2-bedroom condominium. A careful buyer's dream. Ranchwood, 7.5% for 30 years.
6:38 to go in the first quarter, and a surprising 7-0 Fresno State lead. Scott Darrell ready to tee it up. He has teed it up, ready to put it in play. Darrell Nelson and Vance Johnson will be deep to receive. Last time, Darrow put it out of the end zone. Likewise, on this kick, bounces out of the end zone. 1st and 10, Wildcats on their own 20-yard line.
First and 10, Arizona, and their own 20.
So I think those Wildcats got to be thinking to themselves, hey, we got a football game on our hands. Never mind Arizona State next week. Let's get through this one.
Well, State did just what we figured they would do prior to the game. The fact that by going to the 2 tight ends, it confused their defense. Jeff got the one-on-one situation that he was looking for, and that's what I think he would like to see the rest of the half.
In motion is Carter. The give is to Holland. He'll pick up short yardage. He's brought down by a host of white shirts. There is a penalty flag, so let's hold the play right now.
Flag on the play.
Preliminary indication is a motion penalty against Arizona. So the Wildcats are digging themselves a hole they may not be able to get out of in the early going.
Of course, they've got an awful lot of ability, Scott. They can score a lot of points, but the big thing that the Bulldogs would like to see if they could capitalize on a couple more errors and get an early lead, could change the whole complexion of this game, because it can change the strategy that the Wildcats would have to play catch-up football.
Ward splits to the left, Carter to the right for the Wildcats. Lone setback, 1st and 15, looks like a passing situation. The give is to Johnson. He's got some room out there. And Steve Cordell with a great open field tackle. That's why he's going to the East West Shrine game.
Vance Johnson is a most impressive freshman. He's only a freshman, and he's got 4.5 speed, so he's going to be an outstanding athlete, barring any injuries.
He's the leading all-purpose runner in of freshman history for Arizona. Breaking the record of teammate Brian Holland. So they've got some great young backs. This time Johnson gets up to the 30-yard line, but there's a penalty on the play.
He fumbled the ball, and Wildcats recovered it.
Nicolopoulos in there to help out on the tackle. And a preliminary indication coming up. A holding call against the Arizona Wildcats. That last Fresno State scoring drive took just 3 plays, 50 seconds, the 19-yard pass. Tony Woodruff hauled it in from Jeff Tedford, and that's the story of this game right now. 7-0 Bulldogs with 5:41 left in the first quarter. Still some discussion on the part of the penalty. Steve Cordell up there meeting with our referee tonight, Don Habel. And the step off follows. 10-yard step off. That'll make a second down and about 11 for Arizona. 2nd and 12 is what it's going to be officially marked. Tunnicliffe with split backs. He'll drop back to pass. Plenty of time. He hits his tight end coming over the middle. He'll run out of bounds on the 2-yard line. Mark Keel making the reception. Matt McKnight there to drive him out of bounds. It will be a first down, Arizona. Let's go down to our sideline announcer tonight, Pat Ogle. Pat?
Okay, Scott, we are along the sidelines, and as you can anticipate, all the players are jacked up for the Bulldogs. The impressive thing, I think, was after that long first opening drive by the offense, and then they did not get any points on the scoreboard. They all came over and knew they could move the ball, stayed together, did not worry, and then when the defense turned it back to them, they went in to score. So the Bulldogs are ready.
Indeed they are. First down and 10. Arizona, the ball on their own 32-yard line. They're going back to the air. This time Tunnicliffe will get some pressure, and he's going to have to run out of the pocket. And he's brought down Chris Shipp making the hit, along with number 54, Dave Loeb.
That was excellent coverage on the Bulldogs. The play prior to that, we got a good chance to see Mark Keel's speed. I think they're going to try to get a lot of crossing patterns tonight, try to get him the ball underneath the coverage and let him run free.
Here's a look at that Wildcat huddle. Tom Tunnicliffe Second down and 7. This is Johnson. He's got a lot of room on the outside. Cordell finally brings him down, but not till he gets to the midfield stripe. Another first down for Arizona. Cordell's making a lot more stops tonight than I'm sure he wants to.
Arizona does have an awful lot of team speed, and they can be dangerous from anywhere on the field.
Johnson just 2 carries tonight, but 25 yards. They're coming in big chunks for the freshman. This is Holland, and he gets into the secondary as well, gets down to the 43-yard line. Tony Vegas there to bring him down.
What State's going to have to do right now, they're going to have to get their defensive ends up the field. They shut them off in the middle in the first offensive series. Now they're going to tosses, getting their running backs to the outside and having pretty good success.
This time the Wildcats set up an I formation. They pitch to Holland, and out to make the play, Dirk Fulton. Good play by Dirk, and he's happy about it. A big loss all the way back to the 49-yard line. Let's see where they spot the ball. Dirk Fulton did a good job there fighting off a block, and I don't think it made too much difference to that young fan watching the action here at a Band Day season home finale for the Arizona Wildcats.
You see if Tom Tonkliffe goes to his favorite receiver, Mark Keel, his tight end.
He does, goes right to him, but he overthrew it. That ball is batted around. Oh, and Matt McKnight came so close to picking off his second interception of the night. Now he's getting up like he lost his breath or something. Kent Payne back there initially doing a good job. Got 2 swipes at the ball, knocked it up in the air, and Matt McKnight almost came down with it. So that'll bring up a 4th and 5.
Outstanding play with Mark Keel was going against the grain. The quarterback rolled one way, stopped, threw against. He was open. The pass was just a little too high.
So the Bulldog defense is held, and they've got to be feeling pretty good about that. Sergio Vega is back to punt, and undoubtedly the Bulldogs will be in deep in their own territory. He's going to boom that one into the end zone, so it will be 1st and 10 on the Bulldog 20-yard line. Let's see now if the Bulldogs can put together a sustained drive like they did on their initial possession of the night. So the Bulldogs looking at a 1st and 10 on their own 20. Carter and Tarosian now the split backs. So be Woodruff in motion. And Jeff is rolling out. Looks downfield. He's got Woodruff. Woodruff gets up to the 37-yard line.
Excellent call on Jeff's part right there. He's rolling out, and what really helps with a quarterback by rolling out, it gives his offensive lineman a chance to cut the defensive lineman. They just can't tee off and overpower an offensive lineman.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Again with split backs, Tarosian and Carter. This time it'll be Page in motion. Tarosian stopped close to the line of scrimmage. We've got a penalty flag thrown in the right as the play, right as the Bulldogs got off the ball. So I don't know what you would call this one. We'll have to wait for the official. The official call. Looks like they're talking with members of the Wildcats. Perhaps Page made forward progress before the snap. We'll have to wait and see. Illegal procedure against the Bulldogs, the call. So that'll bring the ball back to about the 32-yard line, where they'll have a 1st and 15 should the Wildcats accept the call, and I don't have any reason to believe that they wouldn't. Mooshagian checks into the Bulldog huddle.
It was good to see, Scott, that Jeff Tedford said he was going to try to roll out, try to hit his back in the flat, throw more to his tight ends. They're going to hook up and find the weak spots in the zone, and I think they'll be very effective by doing it.
Ball is setting up on the 32-yard line. 1st and 15 with 2:12 to go in the first quarter. Mooshagian comes in motion. This time it's Carter. And Carter gets wrapped by Ricky Hundley, the leader of that Wildcat defense. Hundley, just a sophomore. I think a good comparison will be of the Wildcats and the Bulldogs will be trying to run a Indianapolis 500 in an economy car. When you're talking recruiting budgets, 24 states in the United States are represented on the Arizona roster tonight. That gives you some idea of the recruiting budget that this team has. Tedford rolling out, just got rid of the ball, and it was intended for Woodruff. He got wrapped when he hit that, when he threw that ball. Kevin Hardcastle supplying most of the pressure for Arizona State. That'll make it 3rd and 11.
That's the disadvantages of a right-handed quarterback rolling out to his left. He had to turn his body around in order to throw the ball. He got nailed from the backside.
That was the first incompletion on the night for Jeff Tedford. He's 7 of 8 passing. 1:18 left in the first quarter. 3rd down and 11.
Here they come.
Tedford in trouble. Dumps off. Right in the arm of Gross. And he's tackled at the 39-yard line. That ball thrown right into the arms of Al Gross. Jeff is a little bit upset about that one. All he had to do was get it over Gross's head, and he had a completion.
Well, that's a tough break. Jeff obviously did not see the defender there. He just couldn't see him from his angle on the field. Just unfortunate break for the Bulldogs.
Marked the ball at the 39-yard line. This is Arizona State's deepest penetration. Darrell Nelson, the ball carrier, gets good yardage. Just straight ahead power football by the Wildcats. Duke Grazier makes the stop. The ball will rest on the 33-yard line.
The Wildcats forced that turnover that time. They even brought the strong safety. They were going all out to get the quarterback.
That's Keel, the tight end, in motion. Tunnicliffe. He's got Carter. Carter all the way in. Touchdown, With 23 seconds to go in the first quarter, Arizona draws to within 1. Here's another look at it, Darrell.
Right here, what he did, he started a man in motion, made a good play-action fake, got a one-on-one situation on a down and in over the middle, and just was good, good throw and a good catch.
Brett Weber and to attempt a point after. He's 15 of 15 on the year. Make that 16 of 16. 7-7. We're all tied up. We'll be right back.
Chris Christensen, salesman, Hallowell Chevrolet.
I don't like to be pushed when I go out and buy something. We're on the level. We're just letting you know what we have to offer you and giving you the choice. Today, people are more aware of their needs than they ever have been, so we got to know the right answers. To not know is doing him an injustice. No one's going to shove the car down their throat or try to. And if I can assure him of that and follow through with it, that makes him a customer for life. That's our business. That's what we're there for.
How would you like to Christmas shop now and not be billed till next year? You can with Gottschalk's Christmas coupons. They're the same as cash in any Gottschalk store. Best of all, your coupon purchases won't be added to your account until February 1982. Then pay in full without a finance charge or pay the minimum indicated on your statement. To get our Christmas coupons, all you need is a Gottschalk's charge account. If you don't have one, open one now and come to our credit office for your coupons. And happy Christmas shopping from Gottschalk's.
So we're back at Tucson, Arizona with a tie score right now. Bob Boris will be kicking off for Arizona, who's just put together a short but sweet drive to tie this game up with 23 seconds to go. Deep to receive for the Bulldogs will be Eric Fox, freshman, and Henry Eller. And Boris gets all of that one deep into the end zone. Fox fields it, and he stays put. So the Bulldogs check in on their own 20-yard. Now there's a late flag on the play, thrown in the direction of Jim Heller, the tight end. And it was after the play had been whistled dead, which would indicate some sort of personal foul.
It is against Fresno.
And I believe it is against Jim Heller, judging by his reaction. So the Bulldogs will now be deep, very deep in their own territory. The referee coming over to explain the call to head coach Jim Sweeney.
I'm sure Bob Carter is happy about that touchdown. I'm sure he scored it for his new son. Him and his wife had a little baby boy this past week.
As did offensive line coach, or Fresno offensive line coach Mike Hill. Him and his wife had one Wednesday. Here comes that scoring drive. 2 plays, as we've mentioned, short and sweet, 43 seconds. A 33-yard pass from Carter, from Tunnicliffe to Carter. So the Bulldogs back of the double tight end offense. They're starting deep in their own territory at their own 10-yard line. This is Trojan, and he's racked up by number 48, John Pace. John Pace has 35 solos on the year from Compton, California. Steve Johnson having words with Pace. Steve playing his last game in a Bulldog uniform.
John Pace and Ricky Hunley are 2 outstanding, aggressive young linebackers.
They sure are. That's the end of the first quarter. 7-7. We'll be right back.
Take the California truck test. If small trucks are too small, big trucks too big, what can you do? Say yes to the new size Chevy S10. How can you get great gas mileage? Say yes. Chevy S10 has the highest EPA gas mileage ratings of any truck you can buy. How can you get great pulling power? Say yes with S10's available V6. How can you get a great deal on a new truck? Say yes. Your Chevy dealer is introducing the S10 with a great big smile and a good deal more. How can you say no? Come on, say yes.
I bet you think Magnavox only makes great stereo and TV consoles. Think again. And you thought Magnavox only made great stereo and TV consoles.
Shop Pfeiffer's in Hanford at 1734 10th Street and in Fresno, Fresno TV at 744 West Bullard.
We're back for the second quarter of action here in Tucson, 7-7. Bulldogs playing them even so far. Pat Ogle is standing by on the sideline. Let's go down to Pat.
Okay, Scott, the bands are already starting to get down here for the halftime show. It's going to be a wild house down here. But I wanted to mention about Eric Fox, number 40, on those who receives on the kickoffs. Next time, take a look at him and notice the 2 straps that are attached to his helmet. They're also attached to his shoulders straps because he had a neck injury earlier, and they don't want him going in for a tackle with his neck down. So those straps keep his neck up, his head up, as he goes in for a tackle. But you might notice his helmet's a little bit different, a couple straps on the back of him.
Interesting to see if that will restrict his play at all. It's to prevent any hyperextension of the neck. Fresno State now split right formation. Tedford looking to go to Terosian. Now, Terosian beats one man to the outside, gets up to about the 17-yard line, but he's going to be well short of the first down. Bob Garib rode him out of bounds.
That was a smart call by Jeff. He had 15 yards to pick up. He's not trying to pick it up in just one pass. He wanted to get 5-6 yards, and now he's faced 11-yard situation. So it's a simple hooking pattern or even a crossing pattern to pick up the first down for him.
Pat Ogle mentioned that the band are already starting to gather on the sideline. Would you believe 40 high school bands, 4,000 members, they'll all be on the field at halftime. Should be interesting. Split right the formation for the Bulldogs. Again, Tedford back to pass. Looks right over the middle.
Tight end.
Barry Newell, but he's be short of the first down. Glenn Perkins makes the stop. He'll be about 5 yards short of the first down, so the Bulldogs are going to be punting. Rusty Carricker comes in for his first punt of the night. On the year, Rusty has a 40-yard average along a 58.
So far tonight, I've really been impressed both with Jeff Tedford and the young Tom Tunnicliffe. I think he's going to be an outstanding quarterback.
Arizona had everybody on the line, but they may have jumped. And we're going to have to wait and see. I'm pretty sure that Arizona jumped. Lamont Hundley, the younger brother of Ricky Hundley, jumped off sides. That is going to be the call, and that's going to be enough for a first down. It was a 4th and 4. Looks like the Bulldogs are going to get a break. The offensive unit checking back on the field, so that will indeed be the call. Lamont Hundley, the freshman, making perhaps a freshman mistake. The Wildcats had 10 men on the line of scrimmage. They're coming. Everyone was coming except the deep back, and right now the Bulldogs are going to have a new life on offense. They'll put the ball in play on their own 31-yard line.
The Wildcats are making some mental mistakes out there, at least in the first quarter and the start of the second quarter now, and if the Bulldogs can capitalize on it, they're going to change this game. Maybe they were looking past Fresno State just a little bit.
If you'll recall, now Fullerton led Arizona at halftime, but then they caved in and they were beaten 37-16. So they are notorious slow starters. In fact, the Arizona Wildcats have been outscored 61-27 in the first quarter this year, so that gives you some idea that they really hit full stride about midway through the second quarter or after the intermission.
The Bulldogs can't get conservative right here. They've got to go ahead. They've got to gamble a little bit. They've got to put people in motion. They're back to their standard pro set offense right now, split backs.
2nd and 10. Tedford's going back to the airways. Comes over the middle to Barry Newell, and Barry Newell picks up about 8 where Ricky Hundley drops him at about the 38-yard line. Let's see where they mark forward progress. They'll mark it almost, the nose of the football almost on the 40, which means it'll be about 1.5 yards shy of the first down. 3rd down for the Bulldogs. This will be a very big play. They have to sustain another drive here to really keep that confidence level up.
Their inside linebackers in that last pass play were 18 yards deep. That's getting real good depth for your inside linebackers.
And Jeff Tedford calls timeout, so we'll take a timeout. 7-7, 13-17 left in the half.
Now you can get the Carl's Jr. award-winning California roast beef sandwich plus a bag of fries and regular soft drink for just $1.99. That's an award-winning deal.
It's nice to be a part of Fresno's growth. And in celebration of our growth with Fresno, Cutler TV is offering this Panasonic video recorder for just $598. It's the best combination of low price and high quality available today. Panasonic, the world's largest video recorder and TV manufacturer. Rated #1 for quality.
The lowest prices, the quality brands. Cutler TV and Appliance. Corner of Cedar and Shaw, across from Fresno State.
There's a look at that Fresno State offensive unit, which has done a pretty good job so far this game. They're playing the Arizona Wildcats at an even keel. And I think some of the crowd here are a little bit surprised at that fact. The Bulldogs from the PC2A, of course, finished 2-3 on the year in conference play. And the Wildcats, who are 6-3 overall.
What's impressive is since Jeff Tedford has taken over, that Fresno State is second in passing offense in PCAA. So they're moving the ball very well through the air.
They're also a second in total offense. Now, that offensive matchup very close, as you see. Scoring 24.1 to 24.7, 359 to 357 in total offense. So these two teams very even keel offensively. But of course, they're playing in two different brands of competition. Tedford trying to roll out the opposite way. Going there, Julius Holt made the initial hit. Gary Shaw was there to finish him off. So it's another punting situation for Fresno State. This will be the first official punt for Rusty Carricker. The defensive matchup, as you see, a little bit in favor of University of Arizona, as Fresno State has given up 420 yards a game total offense, 28.2 to 17.5 scoring. There's a beautiful kick by Rusty Carricker all the way down to the 6-yard line. Ron Silvers there to field it. He gets up to the 17-yard line, 16-yard line, we'll call it. So Rusty Carricker gets off a beautiful 58-yard kick. The Bullard High School product starts his night off in grand fashion with a 58-yard kick. Here's a reminder that KC's exclusive live coverage of Fresno State basketball begins next Friday at 9, the Sunmet Classic from Selland Arena. KC will be back then on Saturday night, of course, for the Bulldogs, who should be in that championship game of that 14 tournament. Bulldog basketball just around the corner. The pitch is to Nelson. He's waiting for his blocking to develop. He'll get across the 20-yard line to about the 22.
Fresno's going to have to get their linebackers and their defensive ends up the field. The Wildcats are still tossing that ball, picking up 5, 6, 7 yards on first down, and that puts an awful lot of pressure on the interior linemen of the defensive Bulldogs.
Tunnicliffe looking at it, 2nd down and 4. Split backs. Good passing down. He elects to do so. This is a Washington all the way for a touchdown. Bulldogs by surprise. Tim Washington, his final game in a Bulldog uniform, and he's going to make it a memorable one. They try to go to Keel, just plain overthrew him, and Washington was right there. Now Keel, you'll see, was wide open.
He's trying to throw against the grain, and if you do have a ball tipped up like that, it's up for grabs. But Washington was in excellent position and made an outstanding run after he caught the ball.
Sure did. No one there to keep him from walking into the end zone. The Bulldogs on top at this point, 13-7. Now they are shy. They have 2 men short on the PAT team. They may take a delay of game penalty here. Darrow puts it up. It's good, and it's 14-7. Bulldogs will be back.
When it gets down to the nitty-gritty of it all, no one can touch Jack Peroni for skiing. Jack Peroni, the one and only.
Well, there's artesian water in Olympia beer, which brings up a question you're likely to hear.
Are there or aren't there artesian? Do you think one will ever be found? Well, just pour me another cold oldie, my friend. The question is worth one more round.
So we're back at Tucson, Arizona, where right now the Bulldogs are right riding high. 14-7 over Arizona, 11:53 to go. Tim Washington's interception returned for a touchdown. Right now, the difference in this ball game. Darrow kicks one that's going to bounce around down there. It'll be fielded by Vance Johnson. Across the 15, across the 20, and he's finally put down by Eric Fox at about the 24-yard line where the Wildcats put it in play. Great to see Tim Washington doing a job for the Bulldogs. Tim, of course, the senior, as we mentioned, had a fine career here. That's his third interception on the year. Fresno high school graduate. I think he was even surprised of how easy that touchdown came after once he made that interception. I formation for the Wildcats. They'll go I right, they'll run right. Brad Holland stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Good job on the part of the Bulldogs.
That's what the Bulldogs have to do. They got upfield, they shut that toss off real quick for no gain.
And Steve Cordell came up and met him at the line of scrimmage. So it's good to see Steve playing full speed again. He didn't play much of the first half last week against Long Beach. But he's definitely full speed now, and it's good to see him going out in grand fashion. We'll be able to see him January 7th. Fresno State fans will, on the East-West Shrine game. Second down and 11 for Arizona. Little reverse is right. Vance Johnson will be stacked up. Another good play by Steve Cordell.
Great open field tackle.
You're going to hear his name all night long, as you do, really, which have been the case all season long. And a penalty, the Bulldogs say, is against Arizona. We'll wait for the call.
You know, I was bragging on Tom Tunnicliffe a little bit, and of course this shows you how wrong statistics can be. He's only 2 for 8 for 45 yards, but the main thing is he has had receivers open. He's thrown the ball high a couple of times, got the one tip for interception, so if he gets on target, they're going to move the ball.
Let's see, is that 2 for 8, the 2 interceptions that he threw, or is he completed the rest? No. Matt McKnight and Tim Washington have the 2 interceptions. And they both led to touchdowns.
Well, that's what the Bulldogs need. They need a break. They've got to capitalize on all their breaks. Strangely enough, though, the Wildcats are using reverses. They're using a lot of gadget plays, catching the Bulldogs napping a couple times, but that time they played it just excellent.
Second down, 17. The illegal procedure was the call on that penalty. Play action pass. Tunnicliffe with a lot of time, and he waits for it to develop. Anderson makes the catch, and he's got first down yardage up to the 37-yard line. Craig Nicolopoulos defending on that play.
The reason that play was successful, he had so much time to throw the ball. I watched Brad Anderson going across the field. He was covered going across, but then the quarterback just had too much time to throw the ball, and he came open on the far sideline.
Another interesting statistic, Arizona already has 5 penalties to 30 yards. That could be a major factor in this game. First and 10, Wildcats on their own 37-yard line. In motion is Keel. Here comes a reverse. Anderson turns the corner, make that and he'll get all the way down to the 46-yard line. They're going to spot it just shy of the first down. As you mentioned, a lot of gadget plays from Arizona, who really, when they started in one of their earlier possessions, when they started running straight-ahead football, kind of doing a good job on that Fresno State interior line. But they're running to the outside now. Here they come again, Holland. And he gets across the midfield. Steve Cordell, as you may or may not have seen there on that particular play, did a good job hitting Holland in the backfield.
Of course, this is what the Wildcats are doing, very much what Fresno State is doing against the Wildcats, is the fact that the Bulldogs' defense are so quick and aggressive, and they pursue so well. The reverses do hurt. They're very fortunate not to get more yardage out of that one reverse because the wall was set up and could have been a very big play. They've got to stop them on first down and not allow them to get 5, 6, 7 yards.
Midfield. Now there's the penalty flag. Here comes the pass. This is Carter. He throws a wounded duck up there. Not McKnight, but he was out of bounds. But there is there's a penalty flag. Let's wait for the call. Matt McKnight had a good shot there at picking one off, but luckily Carter threw that one enough toward the sideline where it was out of bounds by the time it got down to Matt McKnight. Now, they may have used another illegal formation or some illegal movement again like they did.
I thought Fresno State was offside.
Okay, let's wait. That's what it is indeed, the step off. 5 against Fresno State. Down to the 45-yard line. So interception or no interception, it would have been called back.
Fresno State onside, goal line 5 yards. First and 5.
First and 5 for Arizona. They'll go with the lone setback.
Double wing, they're trying to force man-to-man. They force him to go to an audible.
Cliff unloads right down to Carter. He gets corrals it, but he's out of bounds. Good break. And he goes into the net there that the place kickers used to warm up with. Kent Payne supplying the coverage for the Bulldogs.
Bob Carter does have that tremendous outside speed, and that's what the Cliff audibilized into that play. He saw his one-on-one situation and went for it.
You know, it's an interesting stat is Carter is a converted quarterback, as is their flanker, or their starting wide receiver, Kevin Ward. Both men on the outside were quarterbacks when they came to Arizona.
Because they show you quarterbacks are good athletes.
I don't know if I think you're a little bit partial.
I'll tell you, I know one thing. I never had that kind of speed.
Chris Shipp made the stop for the Bulldogs. Holland, the ball carrier, and he gets down to the 41-yard line of Fresno State, where it'll be 3rd down and 2.
I have a feeling if the Wildcats don't make it right here, they'll go for it on 4th down.
9 minutes left in the first half. This is Keel in motion. And they give to Holland. He gets 1st down yardage indeed. He will go all the way. It's a foot race. Holland comes in. But they give him the touchdown. He fumbled, but he had already crossed the play to the end zone. And it ends the touchdown for Arizona. They come back within 1 point now. Holland got hurt on that play. An excellent effort on the part of Kent Payne, who tried to make a shoestring tackle. And now they're going to have to help Holland off the field. Nothing fancy about that play. Just got into the secondary, and it was all over.
Of course, when you get in a short yardage situation and you can pop it and pop it clean with good speed, you can go a long ways, which it did right there. I think that's one of their longest runs from the line of scrimmage this year.
33-yard run for Carter, who is being helped off the field. We should mention to our viewers, we have been having some problems with our replay machine. I know a lot of you are looking forward to the replays. We'll make them available when we can. This is a look at Carter coming off the field. I mean, Holland coming off the field. Weber in to attempt the extra point. It's good. It's 14-14. We're coming right back.
Arizona 14, the Bulldogs 14.
Come and get them. Take home all you can, because Olenberger's has values to go. Take home the new Lee Ryder jeans with Lycra Comfort Stretch. They mold right to your body with Lycra spandex, so your jeans look tight but never fit tight. And because Lee Lycras have a memory, they keep their shape wash after wash. The new Lee Ryder jeans, one of Olenberger's values to go. Let us send a pair home with you.
At Olenberger, there's still value in everything we sell.
There's an insurance agent who can offer protection for your car and for your home and for your family from the company that provides real value in car insurance, low-cost homeowners insurance with inflation coverage, and life insurance for your individual needs. Your State Farm agent can protect them all with one name you can trust.
See Gary L. Ream, Chestnut in McKinley, Dave Hatch near Fruit on Shaw, Ken Seavey in Sanger, and Press Small, Shaw between Blackstone and Maroa.
And we're just getting back to Tucson, where Eric Fox gets up to the 24-yard line on the kick. We apologize, getting back a little bit late. Eric Fox to the 24, where the Bulldogs will put it in play. 14-14 if you're just joining us. 8:48 left in the half. And right now it's been a pretty even matchup. That's got to make that man happy, Jim Sweeney.
Of course, it's a big offensive series right now because the score is tied.
And the Bulldogs, a little confusion, they'll take a timeout with 8:48 left in the first half. So we'll take this timeout and be right back.
That's looking forward is always looking for better ways to serve its customers. And here's one of those ways. When you open a Security Pacific Bank tax-free savings account, you'll get a high rate of interest on your savings, and it's tax-free. And you'll also get this 9-function calculator with memory. Free. It's something you can count on now, only from Security Pacific Bank. High interest, tax-free.
Free calculator, too.
Security Pacific Bank, the looking forward bank.
I bet you think Magnavox only makes great stereo and TV consoles. Think again.
Back in Tucson, Bulldogs ready to put it in play. The give is to Carter. He gets outside, and he's ridden out of bounds by Hundley and another group of other blue shirts. Jeff Tedford so far this game, 12 attempts, 10 completions, 93 yards. That last scoring drive for Arizona, 8 plays, just under 3 minutes. A nice 75-yard drive. The final 41 came from Holland, who has since gone out with an injury, who was injured on the play when he was shoestringed by Kent Payne.
It's important that, Fresno State takes this. It'd be really nice if they go 80 yards for a touchdown. The matching score for score with the Wildcats so far.
Tedford wastes no time, go to the air, wait for that screen to develop. This is Terosian, keeps his feet into the secondary. Gary Gibson finally brings him down. Mike Woodford made the initial hit to trip him up, but a good individual effort again by Ted Terosian, who gives you his all on every down.
I'm most impressed with his ability and his balance for a big man to keep his balance like that. He can go down and push himself back up with one hand and still gain that extra yardage.
The official timeout here, and they may be changing the ball. They are. The ball rests on the 41-yard line of Fresno State. Terosian has 5 receptions already today for 40 yards. He is third on the all-time Fresno State list.
Well, that's what Jeff said he wanted to do. He wanted to throw to his backs real quick to give him a runner. It's like a real quick screen, and it's worked very effective. Back to the 2 tight end offense right now, trying to get a one-on-one situation on the outside receivers.
This will be Terosian. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Pat Ogle is down on the sideline. Let's check in with Pat.
Scott Durrell will be interesting to see how Jeff throws the ball upfield. One of the things the coaching staff has been working with Jeff Tedford on is that he gets down on himself after an interception like we saw a couple of series ago, and he gets a little worried. He wants to be too perfect, so they tell him if you're going to throw 40 or 50 passes a game, you're going to have some intercepted. Don't worry about it. So far, we haven't seen him throw up the field yet very much. It's going to be interesting to see how much snap he has on the ball.
There's a look at Holland. They're looking at his left knee, and that'll be an interesting story. We'll have to keep an eye on how that develops.
It's true what Pat said, but at the same time, that short pass has been very effective for Jeff so far, so he shouldn't leave what he's been successful with, and he's moving the ball and picking up his first downs.
And there's a first down right there. We'll have to wait. I think they're going to measure this one, but again, as you mentioned, Terosian, the receiver, and that's Terosian's 6th reception on the night, giving him 25 on the year.
It's a vulnerable area down there, over the middle. They can get it in there by putting their fullback, bringing him out of the backfield, or using their tight end, hooking over the middle. They've been successful. You don't get more than 10, 12 yards of crack, but it's kept their drives alive here. They're moving the ball very well. Another first down right here.
You've got to be very proud of this Bulldog football team so far this first half. 14-14, 6:44, and they're on the march again. Cross midfield into Arizona territory.
Especially when you stop and think that the Wildcats have beat Stanford, USC, and Oregon.
You know that Jim Sweeney's a sly one. He said, well, we'll get to that story right after this play, but Tedford now under center. Split backs right.
Got a one-on-one situation down here.
Goes to Terosian again. He'll cut back across the grain, and there is a flag on the play in the neighborhood where you would suspect a clip. As I was mentioning, Sweeney now, Coach Jim Sweeney, in the hotel elevator today, said, hey, guys, make it look good for us, will you? Because he didn't know how this game would turn out. We heard a similar story when Fresno State played Oregon to open the year. Looking for some sympathy from that press, and turns out it didn't need it. Perhaps that'll be the case tonight.
That might be what Coach Sweeney said, but I talked to Jeff Tedford coming down on the airplane, and very confident young man, knew exactly what he wanted to do. I think he might have gone to the well once too many on that quick screen. He's going to have to throw the ball downfield maybe a little more, but we've got a big penalty coming up right here.
15 yards, and that's from the point of the infraction all the way back to the 30-yard line of Fresno State. And we're going to have to get out our calculators to figure this one up. 20, let's call it 30, 32 yards to go for the first down.
This is what you hate to see right here, but now if the Bulldogs will just not try to get it all back in one lump sum, not give up the ball down here.
Slot left the formation. Good down to blitz. Let's see if the Wildcats do. They don't. They've got the double pass coming. Mooshagian lost one down to Keith Day. He's there, and he's run out of bounds on the 32-yard line. First down, Bulldogs. No penalty flag. We saw him work it in practice, and when they worked that play in practice, Mooshagian had problems getting back deep enough to make sure that it was a lateral. But the double pass effective here to Keith Day, the senior.
You see right here, just a perfect time to call. Caught the defensive backfield by surprise. You know, strangely, Wildcats called it earlier. Never had a chance to throw the ball, but both teams coming out here a little razzle-dazzle.
It makes for some exciting football when you see that ball in the air. First down for the Bulldogs on the Arizona 33-yard lines where they mark the ball. Split backs right, the formation. Tedford going right back to the air. Just got that one away. And he took a shot there.
He had some pressure, but he also had a back that sat down that was wide open.
Second down and 10 on the 33-yard line of Arizona. Right now, the Wildcats kind of wondering what's happening right now. They are indeed in a very good football game.
It has hushed this crowd down considerably. Split backs here, passing formation.
The draw to Terosian, and he'll pick up good yardage again. He dragged some blue shirts with him, namely Ricky Huntley, and that hasn't happened to Ricky much this year. Terosian gets down close to the first down marker. Ted Terosian now 7 carries for 44 yards. He's got 6 receptions for approximately 50 yards. So Ted Terosian is putting together one whale of a game in his finale in a Bulldog uniform. Ted will be the subject of our halftime feature tonight. They're going to mark that ball short of the first down. It'll be a 3rd and 1.
Both Ricky Huntley and John Pace are having, their inside linebackers are having a very busy evening.
Double tight end, Tedford, the ball carrier on the sneak, and I've got to believe that he got the first down yardage. Just a quick count, get up there and let the lineman do the work.
That's an excellent call. That lets you know when your center and your guards are really moving out. That's the time to call that play. Jeff made a smart call.
Let's see if they're going to measure here. Yep, they're going to bring out the sticks. Crucial measurement for the Bulldogs. They're in 4-down territory regardless, so they'll get another shot at it. But let's not waste any downs. Let's have that first down and keep it going in. A great drive for the Bulldogs thus far. It is indeed a first down. on the 22-yard line of Arizona. They are in field goal territory, should that possibility arise.
That was a courtesy measurement, I think, right there. The defensive captain called on the defensive unit, allows them to rest and kind of gather the thoughts a little bit.
Double tight end offense. And there's some movement on the line, and now we've got some pushing and shoving going on. And you've got to believe that that's an indication of exactly how hostile those tempers are right now, especially in the trenches down there.
It's tough for an offensive lineman to have to sit there when a defensive lineman can charge across the line and smack you one when the ball hadn't been snapped.
While they're discussing, let's check down with Pat Ogle.
All right, right along the sidelines right now, I don't know if you have it on camera or not, Jim Sweeney is talking to Steve Houston. As you have indicated, the Wildcats are a little exasperated right now, and tempers are really hot, mostly on their part, but that thing of getting caught maybe the second time when somebody else has started it. But Jim Sweeney, for the last 3 or 4 plays, has been yelling out at his players to watch their tempers and not get into this sort of thing because it only hurts you and you're going back instead of forward. But I think things are under control, and the whole staff is telling the players to keep it calm. You got it going. Don't wreck it now.
Pat, thanks a lot. 1st and 15 for the Bulldogs. Ball now on the 28-yard line. This is Terosian. Runs into his own man, but he breaks free. He might go all the way. Touchdown, Terosian. Ted Terosian with a beautiful run, and he's happy. The Bulldogs are happy. We're happy. And I know you're all happy back in Fresno. 20-14, Fresno State. Ted Terosian with another beautiful run.
You'll see it right here. Ted just makes outstanding. Look, he cuts back against the grain, breaks a couple tackles, runs over a couple of his own players.
He ran over Jim Heller there, and I don't know if Jim knew it hit him. He looked up and saw that white shirt heading for the end zone. He was happy about it. 4:15 left in the half. Darrow ready to tee it up again. Looks like the Bulldogs may go up by a touchdown. There's some more action in on that front line. Black's Hill, Snow to run over there.
One thing, you've got the defensive line a little frustrated right now for the Wildcats, and if the Fresno State Bulldogs can hold their composure, they can use that as a weapon and take advantage of it.
Okay, it's going to be called against the Wildcats. Fresno State is going to call a timeout. They might want to go for 2 here. Jim Sweeney has signaled for a timeout, and Mooshagian will indeed call for a timeout with 4:15 left in the half. And the Bulldogs up 20-14. This could very well be a very important 2-point conversion should they decide to go for it.
Especially, I thought it was just a tremendous, they needed a real big play, especially after Steve Houston, had a 5-yard penalty called on it. It was really unnecessary, but they came right back. They held their composure, and, Ted just made an outstanding run. Great effort on his part.
That'll put the ball on the 1.5-yard line. Tedford is going in. Darrow is checked out, so they will indeed go for 2. And this could be very well.
I agree with
the outcome of the game.
I agree with this philosophy. Coach Sweeney came here to win, not to get a tie. He's got to gamble. It's people could second guess it at home, but I think it's exciting football. He has nothing to lose.
That's for sure. They would like nothing better than to go out with a win and really get that momentum going for next year. A win against a Pac-10 team like Arizona also does wonders, and we mentioned it in the pregame show, for recruiting. And this is a very critical year for recruiting for Coach Jim Sweeney. This could be that big plus that he needs. Split backs. Tedford.
Probably hit the man in motion, back throw back against the grain. That's one of their favorite plays.
Can he unload the ball? That's the question. In and out of the hands. It's going to be incomplete. No flags in the play. So it fails. Henry Eller, the intended receiver. 20-14. We're coming right back.
Roger looks like he could use some help. He should go to Kragen's. Their friendly staff of car experts have the right tools and quality auto parts to keep your car running and looking its best. Kragen's will help you take care of your car, so it will take care of you.
Roger, you haven't seen my new table lamp, have you? Next time, I'm going to Kragen.
Go to Kragen's for auto parts and friendly advice.
57. 4:15 left. 76-yard drive on the part of the Bulldogs. Most impressive drive by far of the evening. 20-14 Bulldogs, and they'd like nothing better to go into the dressing room at half up by 6 points or more. Here's Darrell. That's all of it. Johnson will field that ball 2 yards deep. He's staying put. So Arizona with plenty of time to go in the first half. Put the ball in play on their 20-yard line. The Bulldog defense has got to be fired up right now. They've played well.
They've played well and aggressive. They've got to look out. They've got a double wing formation here, trying to get a one-on-one situation and run a ball. Good hit.
No gain, as you see right there. The ball carrier was Darrell Nelson, the senior. He didn't play last year because of high blood pressure. Took a redshirt year. He had 247 yards coming into this game, along with 14 receptions, so he's a double threat, as are most of these Arizona backs because of the high number of passes per game on the part of Coach Larry Smith's philosophy.
A sack right now by the Bulldogs would really fire that defense. They had a corner blitz on there. Believe me, as a quarterback, you never suspect when you see a corner up on the line of scrimmage or near line of scrimmage that he will be coming. Fresno State pulled out all stops there. They came with unexpected defense.
Kent Payne was coming from the blind side. Tunnicliffe had no idea he was there, and if he would have held that ball, if he would have been looking downfield instead of a back, he would have been leveled there by Kent Payne. But it's all speculation at this point. 3rd and 9. I formation. I left.
Going to prevent zone.
Tunnicliffe has time this time. Beautiful pass to Ward. Gets down to the 48-yard line where Tim Washington makes the tackle. That ball was perfectly thrown over 2 Fresno State defenders. Kevin Ward made the catch and turned it into a long gain.
They're avoiding the area, but you notice right here the quarterback play action fakes, but he gets to the outside. His offensive line is giving him plenty of time. He's got an off receiver coming through. He throws it to an open area. Just a great throw and catch, but they've got to get to the quarterback a little earlier.
Vance Johnson, the ball carrier. There is a flag on the play. Here's a look at that last Fresno State scoring drive. As we mentioned, the most impressive of the evening. 11 plays, 76 yards, and that beautiful 31-yard run by Ted Terosian. Holding, or illegal use of the hands, I guess that is the indication. So this will indeed help the Bulldogs.
It is exciting. Both teams are very, very explosive, and they both like to throw the football, and they make things happen.
5-yard step off. 1st and 15 for Arizona. 3:13 left in the half. Ball now on the midfield stripe.
You know, we mentioned statistics. We said that Fresno State was second in passing offense and total offense in the PCAA, but they're also last in passing defense.
They've had some problems down there. They've got some young kids who've matured throughout the course of the season. Here comes that reverse again. Anderson's got blockers in front of him. Tim Washington, last man there. Looks like Boydell had to come up, finish him off, but there's an injured Wildcat on the field. Is it Tunnicliffe? No, it's an offensive lineman. Neil Harris, let's check that. Graves, the injured Wildcat. Let's take another look at it. We've seen this a lot tonight.
That's twice they've run this play and been very effective. See, he's got a good wall and cuts back. And that's what you can do to a team that's really aggressive and really pursues.
Oh, how important it is for the defense right now to hold them out. Give us to Johnson. He's got plenty of room. Motors ahead all the way down to the 11-yard line. Craig Nicolopoulos in on the tackle for the Bulldogs, along with Duke Grazier.
Showed that Vance not only has good speed, but good strength.
Johnson, that's his third carry on the night. 35 yards so far.
They're coming all out. They're in one-on-one coverage here.
Two tight ends. This is Johnson. Trying to turn the corner. And there's late hit on the part of Duke Grazier. Morris Brown had him down, but Duke Grazier piled on. And again, there is words said. Matt McKnight was in with Mark Keel. They had some words. Here's another look at it, Darrell. Maybe we'll see that pile on Duke Grazier's part right there. No question about it.
Just can't have that. They've got to be more disciplined. I know they're aggressive. They all want to get a piece of the ball carrier, but a tackler knows when he's coming in late.
2:05 left in the first half. Grazier is on the sideline, as is Matt McKnight. So both the players that were overly aggressive on that play are now on the sideline.
They were bringing Cordell on that play, so that means they're blitzing their safeties. And so it's got to create a one-on-one situation on the outside. You might see a quick play-action pass right here and try to go one-on-one with their outside receivers. Two tight end offense.
No doubt about it. They want to power that football into the end zone. That's Keel. Here comes Johnson trying to get it around the corner. He'll not make the end zone. They'll mark the ball on the 3-yard line. Let's see. Yes, indeed, 3-yard line. It'll be a 3rd and 2 for Arizona. Clock is running. Minute 25 left.
Big thing is here, not allow them to get a first down. They can get a first down without scoring. Whites.
And the penalty flag stopped the play. Preliminary indication is on its way.
Too much time.
Illegal procedure against the Wildcats. So that's going to make for a passing situation. That'll be a 3rd and 7. They are definitely in 4-down territory. But it's going to put a little bit of pressure on Tunnicliffe now. And Larry Smith, the head coach. See what they want to call here. The ball will now come to rest on the 8-yard line. There's the call.
Whatever they do, they've got to put some pressure on the quarterback. They just got to get somebody, get a hand in his face, make him throw a little quicker than he would like to.
It's Arizona's 8th penalty on the night, 42 yards. Timeout is called on the field. We'll take a timeout. We're coming right back.
It's a new ball game for truck fleet operators. The name of the game is cutting fuel and maintenance costs, and you do it with Vangas propane carburation. 100-plus octane gives smooth power, free of carbon and deposits that lead to engine wear. Make these savings on maintenance and save about 50 cents a gallon on fuel. Ask a man who's converted his fleet to Vangas. He knows the score. Vangas in the yellow pages under gas liquefied.
We're back here at Tucson, Arizona. Minute 13 left in the half. 20-7. And that's 20-7 Fresno State if you're just joining us. You want to go for it? We're going to 50. Third down at 7. The ball on the Fresno State 8-yard line. Oh, what an important defensive series this is for the Bulldogs.
Play action.
Tunnicliffe got time. He might get stopped. He does so. Steve Gordle snows them under. It's going to be a field goal situation. This is a moral victory for the Fresno State Bulldogs to keep them out of the end zone. They did so. The ball now on the 19-yard line.
It's a tough angle for a soccer-style kicker from this right hash mark. If he hooks it at all, he could very easily miss it.
We're going to talk about a 36-yard attempt by Brett Weber, the barefooted kicker from Santa Ana, California, played at Foothill Junior College. Ball is spotted up and no good. Off to the right.
He hooked it just enough.
24 seconds left on the clock. Let's go down to Pat Ogle.
You might have noticed on that timeout just before the field goal, the entire Fresno State team did come over. You can do that in college football now. Fresno State has just the first time they utilized it. Jim Sweeney's philosophy now being you're always relaying all the information, saying to one fellow, well, go in and tell this fellow to do that, and do this bulldog to do that. It's easier. The coach can have them on the sidelines now and tell them directly, and you don't have that middleman.
Pat, quickly, is that a new rule just this year, or has it just been instated in the last couple of weeks?
No, it's been an entire year. The Bulldogs tried to use it for the first time tonight.
Okay, thank you very much. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs on their own 20-yard line. This will be Terosian. Big yardage again for Ted all the way up to the 38-yard line. That man is doing a job tonight. They're going to move the sticks up. Al Gross made the stop for Arizona. 16 seconds left. Do you get greedy here? Do you think maybe let's get in field goal range or not?
Well, I think you've got to, go for it. They come here to play, to win. Don't do anything really dumb. Throw the ball deep if you're going to throw the football.
Clock's running right now. 6 seconds. He might not even have time for
another blocking. He's going to throw deep.
He's going for Ellard, and it will be incomplete. The first half has come to a close. Fresno State on top, 20-14. A very good first half.
A few boos for the Wildcats.
And we're going to hold around here for Pat Ogle, who's trying to get with Jim Sweeney, and they're going to be in a band, the massive young high school band members. Pat Ogle now has Jim Sweeney. Let's go down to Pat and Jim.
Okay, you got to be happy, Coach. 20-14. I think everybody's played pretty inspired ball.
Yeah, we're pleased with the way we're doing things. Made a couple of bad calls that could have helped us. I mean, we sent in a couple of bad things, but sent in a couple of good things, I guess, too.
All right, now, you know the situation. Fullerton was ahead at halftime, ahead of Arizona.
We're not Fullerton.
That's true, but the point being that you really got to think in the third and the fourth quarter, the kids are going to have to gut it out because they have more depth.
They do have more depth and all of that business, but we got a good game plan, and our running game is functioning because of the two tight end plan in there, and I think we're controlling the line of scrimmage pretty good, and I believe we'll continue and sustain it.
I think Ted Terosian is running like a man possessed. At his last game, he's done a great job in his entire career, but tonight it looks like he's unstoppable with 2 or 3 guys.
Well, you're exactly right, and I wish I'd said that because you know how we love him. He's a great guy, and getting great blocking up in front too.
Exactly, and the defense is tipping the ball tonight real well. Looks like that ball is going up, and there's 3 or 4 guys around knocking it around.
Rallying to it, Pat, and doing a great job on defense.
The strategy on the 2-point conversion was the penalty. You felt, okay, you're close enough to the goal line. It gives you a little different look there.
Yeah, well, we made a bad choice there. We felt like in what we had seen him in previously, if we rolled past it, the quarterback could keep it and go on in there, and they came in, and we had a backer blitz from the inside and didn't pick it up. A bad call on our part. We should have helped him more. We could have given the ball to Terosian and made it probably.
All right, now you're going to have to do a little broken field running. You got to go through 2,000 band members here.
Okay.
Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
All right, brother.
Coach Jim Sweeney with Pat Ogle.
Thanks, it gives you more. The way we treat you, the way we greet you, when you step through our door. And it's Continental National Bank, we're proud of the things we do. There's something different, something special, and so are you.
I bet you think Magnavox only makes great stereo and TV console. Think again. And you thought Magnavox only made great stereo and TV console.
In Fresno, Bradford's Magnavox, 508 North Chestnut, and in Sanger, Qualls Magnavox, 1348 7th Street.
Gottschalk's does it again. Yes, again this year, Gottschalk's offers Grumman, the finest solar water heating system available today. Call now and see if you qualify for the limited number of 6% financing loans, utility rebates, and, of course, the 55% tax credit refunds. Prices are being held low for this special year-end tax savings bonus. Find out now. Prices on the Grumman solar water heater will never be lower. Watch your utility bills drop with the Grumman solar water heater. Now, from Gottschalk's.
The key, as far as I was considered, was in the second quarter, the flanker screen pass after Fresno State had a 15-yard penalty assessed against them. That brought them back, gave them life. They went on in. Of course, Ted Terosian made a tremendous run right after that to score a touchdown. That gave them the momentum. They were able to capitalize and stop the Wildcats right before the half. They missed a field goal. The momentum goes to the locker room with the Bulldogs.
I know Jim Sweeney alluded to it, Pat Ogle did, but once again, I want to say what a beautiful job Ted Terosian did.
He's having an outstanding game, and you can't say enough about Ted. He's back. He's healthy. Earlier in the season, he had a lot of bumps and bruises. He wasn't at full strength. And, of course, the key tonight, Coach Sweeney had mentioned, is their running game, their ability to move the ball on the ground. And, of course, the quick passes out into the flats to Ted. I think he's, got 6 or 7 receptions now. He's been a real key in the Bulldogs' offense.
Wildcats definitely have to gear their defensive game plan to stop Ted Terosian. By, throwing real quick to your backs, it really spreads out your inside linebackers, and it's done just that. That enables, when you do run the ball, those linebackers are not quite as aggressive, filling the holes. If they've got to get out and cover backs coming out of the backfield, it really puts the pressure right on them. The Bulldog defense has got to be feeling pretty good, but hopefully it won't stay true to form on the part of the Bulldogs, who had problems in that second half. And as a statistic that I wanted to pass along, they've been outscored 108-33 in the final quarter because that defense has been on the field for so very long. But the way that Fresno State offense is moving the ball, perhaps things will be different this game, hopefully, on the part of Jim Sweeney and his fine coaching staff. We mentioned it's band day, and let's take a listen to these 40 fine high school bands that have gathered, 4,000 members strong, here for Arizona's home finale. Fresno State on top, 2014. We're at half. We'll be right back. We're at halftime where Fresno State holds a 20-14 lead over Arizona. 20 seniors are playing their final game in a Bulldog uniform tonight. Among them, a guy who's been around here for the last 5 years, Ted Terosian.
With consistency as his trademark, Ted Terosian has quietly made a lasting impression on Bulldog football. Steadily, he's climbed the stat charts to where he now stands second on the career rushing list, fourth in pass catching.
Sometimes it's not the greatest athlete that's the most consistent. It's just a matter of using, your ability, on every play.
But Ted Terosian, the football player, is not what Coach Sweeney values most. Just his presence on the field has a positive effect on the Bulldogs.
Ted Terosian, the person, is really the person I'm the proudest of, because he's big, in the life of Christ. He's big as an example to his teammates. And he's got a great wife and a tremendous family, so he's the kind of guy we'd like to have in this program. I wish there were more of their brothers coming up.
There are no more brothers on the way up, so after Saturday, the name Terosian will end its association with FSU football.
Affect me when the game's over, because right now I can't picture the season. Probably never forget is our opening victory here this year against Oregon. That's something that I look back at, and it's the most exciting win I've ever had as a Bulldog.
We'll have more from Tucson after this.
Full weekend of major college football, and to bring us up to date on the day's happenings, Gus Koenig is in our studios live.
Thank you, Scott. And as you mentioned, this is the last big weekend of college football. There will be some games played next weekend, a few traditional rivalries, but for the most part, this is it. And a number, in fact, most bowl bids were decided today. Starting with the top-ranked team in the country, #1 Pitt. The Panthers shut out Temple today, 35-0, so they'll be going to the Sugar Bowl, where they will play #3 Georgia. Second-ranked Clemson closed out the regular season with a 29-13 win over South Carolina, so Clemson moves into the Orange Bowl against Nebraska. Alabama, ranked 4th, was idle today. They will be playing in the Cotton Bowl. Nebraska pounded Oklahoma today, 37-14. Southern Methodist wrapped up a good season atop the Southwest Conference today, beating Arkansas 32-18, but the Mustangs are on NCAA probation, so they're not going to go anyplace. Ohio State upset #7 Michigan today, 14-9, so the Wolverines will be going to the Bluebonnet Bowl. #8 Texas, as we said, in the Cotton Bowl against Alabama. Today the Longhorns defeat Baylor 34-12. Louisville beat Southern Mississippi today, 13-10. That's the first loss of the year for 9th-ranked Southern Miss. They'll be going to a bowl game anyway. They'll be playing in the Tangerine Bowl. USC winning a thriller today, taking a 22-21 victory over UCLA. The Trojans will be playing in the Fiesta Bowl. The Bruins will be going to the Bluebonnet. 11th-ranked Miami winning 14-6 over North Carolina State today. The Hurricanes on probation, so they'll be watching the bowl games on TV. North Carolina, 31-10 winner over Duke today. #13, Penn State, a 24-21 winner over Notre Dame. The Nittany Lions will face USC in the Fiesta. Washington will make a second trip to the Rose Bowl in 2 years, 23-10 over Washington State today. The Cougars will be playing in the Holiday Bowl against the Cougars of BYU. Today, BYU won its 4th consecutive Western Athletic Conference title, hammering Utah 56-28. Jim McMahon passing for 565 yards and 4 TDs. Iowa is going to the Rose Bowl for the first time since 1959. Today, the Hawkeyes earned that trip by beating Michigan State 36-7. #20 Arizona State facing Colorado tonight. In PCAA games, San Jose State playing at Long Beach, UOP in a non-conference battle in Hawaii, and Fullerton losing today to Nevada Reno 36-34. Other games, Oregon clobbering Oregon State 47-17, Nevada, Las Vegas, and the Air Force playing this evening, and Toledo, which will be playing in the first California Bowl on December 19th against San Jose State, won that right to go there today, beating Northern Illinois 31-0. And in the game that people up in Northern California refer to as the big game, it was Stanford doubling the score on Cal today, 42-21. John Elway passed for 3 touchdowns, one of them to Darren Nelson, who also scored another one. That's a look at college football scores around the country. Now back to Tucson and Scott and Darrell.
We'll be back with the opening kickoff of the second half after this. 20-14, Fresno State. Today's game brought to you in part by Coors, the only beer brewed up here. Taste the high country. Climb up to Coors. And by Magnavox, your San Joaquin Valley Magnavox dealers. Ready for the second kickoff. Second half kickoff, that is. The Bulldogs will be on offense. The Wildcats ready to kick. And this ball's headed out of the end zone. Eric Fox will field it about 8 yards deep. Pat Ogle standing by with some parents on the sideline. Let's go down to Pat.
We do have parents down here, Scott. We'd like to introduce Bonnie and Frank Houston and Sam and Betty Nicolopoulos. Bobby and Frank, the proud parents of Steve Houston, number 77, the offensive lineman. And you're in your home state, aren't you, Frank?
Yes, I am. I'm from Tempe, Arizona, about 100 miles north of here, and we're real pleased to be here and watch Fresno play.
But you only missed 2 of Steve's games in his career, and you're real proud of number 7, aren't you?
Yes, we are.
They're among many parents here, and we certainly congratulate them for coming down. Let's get back to the game.
Nice gesture on part of the parents. Get down and see their sons, a couple of seniors, their last game. This is Tedford on the 1st and 10. Look out. Gets the ball off to Heller. That's an incompletion.
Jeff paid the price on that pass attempt. Somebody really unloaded on him.
I think he was a little bit more disappointed at himself as far as getting hit. I don't know if that bothered him as much.
But they're not conservative. They're come right out throwing the football.
Split backs right. Another passing formation. The give is to Terosian on the draw. He gets by one linebacker. It was Hunley. Had an open alley right to Terosian. And they ran right by him. Here's those first half statistics. Fresno State had the edge in first downs. But total offense, 262 for Arizona. 241 for Fresno State. Turnovers the key here because 2 Arizona turnovers led to Bulldog touchdowns. One of them an interception that was returned for a touchdown, that being by Tim Washington. 3rd down and 2 now. Fakes this time to Terosian, and Terry Carter's got a battle up there, and he's not going to get the first down, so that's going to bring on the punting unit. So the Bulldogs' first offensive series is unsuccessful, and the defense is going to get right back on the field.
But Jeff has gone to the well a little too much, maybe. He's thrown to the backs, thrown out. I'm sure the Wildcats love to set in at their halftime meeting. I'm sure Larry Smith had a lot of hard words because they really embarrassed themselves a little bit before their home fans.
This is Stivers, who gets up to the 34-yard line. Don't forget, Bulldog basketball begins next week. The Sun Met Classic. Bulldogs in action hosting that 4-team tournament. Game time Friday night, 9 o'clock. We'll be back Saturday night to broadcast that championship. A Bulldog championship, let's say, perhaps. Both those games live on 24, part of our Bulldog basketball coverage. I formation for the Wildcats. That's Carter in motion. Johnson, the ball carrier. And he gets up close to the 40-yard line. Nicolopoulos in there on the hit.
There again, they picked up 5 yards on first down. That's the situation that the defense would like to stay out of.
They'll credit him with a full 6 on the carry to bring up a 2nd and 4. I would be surprised if Arizona tries to run the ball a little bit more this half. Johnson now, there's penalty flags. Let's see what the call is. Morris Brown there to make the hit. Morris Brown started the season middle linebacker. He's now at defensive tackle and doing a great job.
They're coming out in a lot of double wing, men in motion, trying to create one-on-one situations, probably trying to let the coaching staff from the spotter's box up there see what that secondary will do, because they're going to need a big play.
Another 5-yard step-off for illegal procedure. We've seen an abnormal amount of illegal procedure calls against the Wildcats 10 weeks into the season.
Yeah, a lot of mental mistakes. Penalties have really hurt both teams. Fresno State has 6 penalties for 49 yards in penalties. Arizona has 7 for 36. That's plus that 5-yard right there.
Bulldogs show blitz. Vance Johnson strung out nicely by the Bulldogs. Looks like a white shirt on the ball, but did they blow it dead? We'll have to wait and see. We've got an injured Wildcat, looks like. Okay, Arizona recovered the fumble.
Looks like Neil Harris down, offensive left tackle.
It'll be a 3rd down and 6 for Arizona. Good call, Darrell. Neil Harris, indeed, the injured Wildcat. Right now, the Bulldog defense has to hold, I think, to really get that confidence, keep that confidence level where it should be. Harris helped off.
Looks like it might be a knee.
Left knee. The 6'5" senior tackle out of Mount Holly, New Jersey. We talked a little bit about that recruiting budget. 24 states, as we mentioned, represented, and 2 players from Canada. So an international flavor on this Arizona roster. I formation, I right. Tunnicliffe back, looks downfield. He's got Nelson. Nelson is brought down, and there's the face mask penalty called on Kent Payne. The guy who called that was the official trailing on the play, not the guy who was right there who saw the front of Vince Nelson. Interesting call on the part of the officials.
They're discussing that right now. It was not intentional by any means.
It wasn't his call. He was behind the man. He didn't see if that did indeed grab that face mask. It will go against the Bulldogs, though. The man that was looking right at Vance, make that Nelson, Darrell Nelson, did not even grab for the flag. Boom, down he goes right there.
Kent was in great position for an interception. The ball was thrown right on target. Been out in front a little bit. He had had him an interception.
1st down, Wildcats. They're on the move on the 40-yard line of Fresno State. Another penalty.
And the reverse.
Here comes Johnson. He's got room outside. Good job on the part of Steve Cordell, who fought off a block and made the tackle.
Cordell's got to be amazing athlete. He's one of the best open field tacklers I've seen in a long time.
Jim Sweeney says Steve Cordell may be the best football player he's ever coached. He used to say pound for pound, but he's dropped that tag.
Well, he's a good one, all right.
Last year's most inspirational Bulldog. Voted that by his teammates. And he's also a 2nd-team PCAA choice last year. I'm sure he'll be a unanimous pick this year. This is Nelson into the secondary. Gets down to about the 23-yard line. So Arizona, as we expected, running the football a little bit more and with great success. Logue, the linebacker, made the stop there.
You know, both offenses are very similar. The Wildcats are running more reverses than the Bulldogs do, but they're running draws. They're moving the ball, throwing the ball well. Looks like an all-out blitz coming.
Here comes Johnson. Waits for his blocks to develop, finds a nice hole, gets inside the 15. Morris Brown drags him down from behind. The Wildcats have made their corrections. They've altered their game plan somewhat. And right now, they've made the corrections.
They still respect the interior line of Fresno State. They really haven't been able to penetrate that so much. They're doing a lot of tosses, pitching the ball to the outside, trying to find the seam.
Johnson now has 4 carries for 18 yards this half. This is his 5th carry of the half. He's the workhorse in there. That ball comes loose, but it was blown dead. Nicolopoulos in on the stop. McCreary also there to help out.
Wildcats appear to have a different attitude. Maybe they were taking the Bulldogs a little lightly the first half, because I think they probably got themselves chewed out a little bit at halftime. They come out with a little desire here in the second half.
First down and 10, Wildcats on the 12-yard line. Here's Johnson again. Turns the corner, gets inside the 10 down to about the 6-yard line. Kent Payne there to make the stop along with Craig Nicolopoulos.
One thing that I'm sure the Wildcats are trying to accomplish, and they really are, the fact that when you toss, you force your corners to come up and make a lot of tackles. And if you do go to a play-action pass or a halfback run pass, you know, he's coming up to make the play. A defender can get in behind him for an easy score.
Second down and 4. Here's Johnson snowed under. Sandifer there, along with 23, Steve Portal.
He's the man that made that play.
Good defensive play. We've seen that. That's the 3rd time, I believe, we've seen it tonight.
Well, they've run it very effectively, and, you know, you run it until they stop it. That time the Bulldogs stopped it very effectively.
So 3rd down and 8 now. And again, Wildcats with a big down right here. You would expect to pass all the formation, an I formation.
Almost the same situation they had right before halftime. Play action pass.
Tunquip looking downfield, and he's got his tight end, but he couldn't hold on. Steve Cordell there to knock it loose. So they're going to have to bring on the field goal unit. They do so. That's Brett Weber, the barefooted kicker out of Santa Ana. Again, you'd have to say the Bulldog defense has done a good job by keeping them out of the end zone.
Chris Shipp really put the pressure on the quarterback, and very instrumental, causing him to throw it a little quicker than he really wanted to.
27-yard attempt is good. It's 20-17. Bulldogs. We'll be right back.
I bet you think Magnavox only makes great stereo and TV consoles. Think again. And you thought Magnavox only made great stereo and TV consoles.
In Fresno, see Diamonds TV at 46 East Shaw, and in Merced, see Zurenberg's in the Merced Mall.
It began like any other day for Judy Heitkamp of St. Louis. Up at 7, off for a quick breakfast at McDonald's before work. She got her Egg McMuffin sandwich, her coffee, and her You Deserve a Break Today game piece. She peeled it back. Today, Judy Heitkamp is $300,000 richer. There are still millions in cash and food prizes to be won, so come in and play. Tomorrow could be your day.
McDonald's.
8:29 left in the 3rd quarter. Bulldogs now nursing a 3-point lead. Eric Fox is going to stay put. Bulldogs put it in play on their 20-yard line. Here's a very big drive. They've got to move the ball on this drive, Darrell, to kind of offset that 3-point. If not, you know, get points, certainly prove that they still can move the ball very effectively.
You're right, Scott, that the big thing that the Bulldogs offense can't get real tentative here. They can't go into the shell. They got to come out. They've got to gamble. They've been right in the game. They can't do anything really foolish, but they, you know, they're still not expected to be where they are at this stage of the game. So anything that they do is a big plus.
Here's that double tight end offense that has been so effective thus far this game for Fresno State. And here comes Ted Terosian. Runs right into the arms of Garib. Brings him down, but not before Ted muscles his way for a 1-yard pickup. Second and 9.
A double tight end formation has its advantages. They are basically one-on-one now on the outside, but if they're going to go to the running game, you only have a single running back, so the linemen and the defensive linebackers can really zero in on that particular ball carrier.
Terosian still the lone setback. Second and 9. The quick out pattern. Mooshagian, who gets first down yardage. Good job by Steve. His first reception of the night. Let's go down to Pat Ogle.
All right, after the field goal, and while we were in that timeout, something we didn't see was the entire Bulldog sidelines going over to the defenses. They came off the field to congratulate them. It was quite a moral victory for them, and it's something that could keep the Bulldogs up and hopefully keep the Wildcats from scoring again. Mooshagian come off the sidelines. He was hit pretty hard, but he'll be back. He's tough.
It's his last game as well. Steve, of course, you remember, caught the first touchdown ever in Fresno State's new stadium against Montana State last year. Here comes Terosian trying to get outside. He's strung out by the defense. John Pace in there helping out on the tackle. You know, Arizona's last scoring drive, a nice drive, as we see, ends up in that 27-yard field goal by Weber. They went 10 plays, 64 yards to draw within 3, 20-17.
It appears they've been given orders at halftime. It looks like there's 2 linebackers assigned to go wherever Ted Terosian goes. He's really being hounded right now. They're really respecting him.
Well, the kind of first half he had, the kind of numbers he put on the board, you'd certainly anticipate they'd make some kind of change in that manner. They can use him for a decoy the rest of the half. Let's see. Here comes a flag on this play. 2 flags down. Going to be interesting to call here. That reception made by Woodruff, run out of bounds at the 36-yard line. But let's see. There's 2 flags.
It appeared that Steve Houston was downfield. He was the offensive left guard.
That's the call. Illegal man downfield. And a hold. So both penalties against the Bulldogs.
I believe the illegal man downfield has lost a down. I don't know whether...
I'm trying to figure out. I know intentionally grounding the ball is. And there's still some discussion. They're giving Arizona all the options on the penalty.
In any case, it's going to put the Bulldogs in a hold. Be interesting to see if they come out with another flanker pass. Here comes 15 big ones.
For a second down and 25.
Again, Scott, the penalties have hurt both teams. Not only in the first half, they come right out here in the start of the second half, and the same thing. It just they're making errors and mental mistakes at this stage of the season. You know, you just shouldn't make.
Jim Sweeney getting the explanation there. Okay, they're going to accept the illegal man downfield. The holding then was nullified. I guess it's
15-yard penalty and not a loss of down.
15-yard penalty no matter what they take. Double tight end offense. They've got some ground to make up. Second down, 25. Tedford drops straight back. He's got some time. Looks over the middle to Terosian. He'll get up to about the 23-yard line. He's still on his feet. He might break loose, but he doesn't. Pace finally drags him down. Ted Terosian, El Toro.
He is earning the respect, I'll tell you what, of the Pac-10 right now.
Ball rests now the 23-yard line, but they've still got a long way to go. Third down and 17.
Just been throwing quick to his backs, hitting his backs over the middle. He's going to have to come down the field to his outside receivers. He wants to pick up 15 yards.
He'll drop straight back again. Here comes some pressure. Look out. He's got broken free. Shows pass, runs out of bounds, and he'll get up to about the 30-yard line, ridden out of bounds by Pace. But it's still going to be 10 yards shy of the first down. 5:38 left in the third quarter. And it's going to bring on Rusty Kerr.
It's a shame that, of course, Jeff was scrambling for his life, but Henry Ellard had got in behind the defensive secondary. He was all by himself down the sidelines, but Jeff just couldn't find him.
Well, he's rolling to the weak side. He can't really make that throw. He'd have to stop and set up, I think, to really get anything on the ball.
Looks like they got an all-out block coming. Got everybody up.
Carricker gets off a nice punt. Fielded by Stivers. Nowhere to go. White Church fumble down there. Let's see who's on it. Bulldogs say they've got it. So do the officials. Dirk Fulton, another senior, and oh, how well the seniors have played tonight.
There again, the Wildcats gambled. They brought everybody up to the line of scrimmage trying to get to the punter. But also, by doing that, they allowed a great defensive coverage to get down there. It forced a big error, big turnover again. Let's see if the Bulldogs can capitalize on it.
Tedford marches back on the field. He's bringing Carter with him. That indicates they not go to that two tight end offense. There's a happy Fresno State sideline down the bottom of your picture there. Dirk Fulton.
I would anticipate a play-action pass and putting the ball in the end zone. I think they'll be going for the score right here.
Right off the bat, huh? I'm going to go for all the marbles. That ball is corralled by Heller, the tight end. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, Darrell. Give our viewers some idea of exactly what's said in a huddle from a quarterback standpoint.
Of course, it's a little different right here because Jeff is not actually calling these plays. Those plays are being sent in. But anytime that I used to, have a turnover like that, you got it, you get in the huddle, say, all right, you guys, we're going in. We're going to take this in. We're going to get a score. You pump them up. You give them that confidence. And if you do call with a safe play. I always like to gamble if I could get a one-on-one situation. Jeff called a safe play, a hook to his tight end over the middle. He completed it, and they're moving the ball.
First down on the 22-yard line. Back to the air they go, and that one is corralled by Stefan Page.
First pass complete, number 86, Stefan Page.
So the Bulldogs are on the move. First down again.
Jeff's going straight back, but the big key right here, he's getting enough time to throw the ball to his outside receivers, and he's just right on target tonight. He's having a hot hand.
That was just a great catch by Page. Didn't look that fancy, but he had to make a good attempt to get that ball. First down on the 11-yard line. Bulldogs. Let's keep the fumbles away. Tedford 5 of 6 this half for 39 yards, so he's picking up right where he left off at the intermission. Tedford now in trouble. He gets snowed under the 20-yard line. Julius Holt makes a stop. Ivan Lesnick. Ivan Lesnick from Pennsylvania, the sophomore. Tackle. A little different complexion now. Looks like there were some receivers open on that pattern, but Tedford really never got a chance to look.
Well, there really wasn't, Scott. I was kind of watching the whole field, and everyone was pretty well covered. I don't think he had anybody open, but they did put excess pressure on him. But they're up and coming now.
He's got unload, can't do it. Kareem's down there, and one of the Wildcats is down again, but he's getting up. That's Gibson. Gibson and Garib combined, both outside backers, and they're coming strong.
They really disguised it that time. The weak safety set really deep in center field. I think really threw off Jeff's keys, but he can combat that by a real quick trap up the middle. If he can pop it clean, there won't be anybody over the middle.
Well, it's third down and 27 yards. And it would be a 45-yard field goal attempt if you want to look that far ahead. Tedford just checks right out to Terosian. He cuts back across the grain. He's getting up across the 20 down to about the 18-yard line. That's definitely within Darrow's range. This will be a big field goal attempt.
I think that was a smart call, Scott. I'm sure the play was sent in just to get 10, 15 yards, try to get a little better field goal position. But it looks like that's what it was designed to do.
Tedford's out. He's marking off the 7 yards. That ball will be kicked now on the 26-yard line. It'll be a 36-yard attempt. Definitely within Darrow's range. He's 4 from 6 in this particular yardage. Let's make that 5 for 7. 23-17 Bulldogs. We'll be right back. 15 left in the third quarter. Fresno State now has expanded its lead to 6 points on the field goal by Scott Darrow. Darrow, the leading scorer in the PCAA, 67 points on the year. He's got 1 extra point and a field goal tonight, bringing him to 71. And ball is kicked out of the end zone, 5 yards out of the end zone. Darrow got out of that one. Fresno State, I don't know if you saw it, Darrell. Our cameras picked it up, but one of the linebackers crashed into one of the deep men there, and it's that aggressive football. They
come out, temper's been flying. Of course, that's why we have so many penalties and so much penalty yardage.
And I think Jim Sweeney right there telling him to cool it a little bit.
You can sometimes get your players a little too fired up, but you still have to play good, smart football.
So Arizona is now going to embark on another 80-yard drive. This is Johnson. Johnson's really been the mainstay of the running attack for Arizona, and he's just a freshman. Dirk Fulton in on the stop for the Bulldogs, not before Johnson picked up 4 yards, 2nd and 6.
You know, Scott, we look at, 3 quarters of excellent football, and I think it's really impressed people here in Arizona that the Bulldogs have done so well. They came ready to play, and it's helped the Bulldogs program tremendously. They've got a lot of confidence, got a lot of young ball players that will be back next year. Missed tackle.
Over right there, Redmond, the ball carrier. He gets down to about 37-yard line. Matt McKnight and Kent Payne in on the stop. Not before Redmond picks up plenty of yardage for the first down.
He broke 2 tackles right there. He made a great individual effort. They had the right defense. He just made a great offensive play out of it.
Johnson getting his full 7 yards. In fact, he's almost 9 yards deep in that backfield. He'll take the pitch and look for turn the corner. Cordell out there to string it out. What a play. What a play. What can you say about the guy that hasn't been said already?
Outstanding. There's a flagged on the turf.
And it's a clip. It's against Arizona, according to the Bulldogs. But Cordell fights off a blocker, strings that play out, makes the tackle, throws the guy for a loss, personal foul, the call. So this is going to be a major step off against the Wildcats. You mentioned how the Bulldogs are surprising some people. Now, interesting comment made about by John Robinson, the USC coach, during the Pac-10 Media Day, saying there's more and more Fresno States creeping on the Pac-10 schedules. And boy, wouldn't those be sweet words to bring up after a possible Fresno State victory.
I think you'll find that true in college football in general. You don't find the undefeated teams going 11-0. I don't think anybody's undefeated but a couple teams, and it's really good. It's exciting for the game of football for the college levels.
The only unbeaten teams in the major college ranks is, if I'm not mistaken, is Pittsburgh and Clemson. They both came up winners today.
We talk about drafting players and recruiting. Arizona right here, the Wildcats have 25 California ball players just in last year's recruiting. So that says an awful lot about our state.
Ton of clip. And they get plenty plenty of yardage on that one. Shy of the first down. Let's go down to Pat Ogle.
Okay, we're with some beautiful women right now. Stand up, ladies. Let me introduce you to the wives of some of the coaches. First, your stand up, Angie. Angie Stenard, wife of offensive line coach Rick Stenard. Jenny Stewart, wife of defensive line coach Bill Stewart. And Leanne Robinson, who is wife of defensive back coach Willie Robinson. Pretty exciting, right?
Very exciting.
Well, let's watch this play together.
Arizona with a action. 3rd and 13. And he's got to be down about the 49-yard line. Bush made the reception, but he got enough yardage for the first down. They're moving the sticks ahead. That was a very big play for the Wildcat.
First down for Arizona. 1st and 10 in midfield.
So that's got the people excited here in Tucson. 39 seconds. We're coming in on the end of the 3rd quarter.
Just going to have to put a little more pressure on Tunnicliffe. He's got 4 seconds to stand back there. Just too much time to give any quarterback.
Comes that reverse again.
They've got to stop this time.
Bush is down, way downfield. A big loss. Let's go down to Pat Ogle again.
All right, that's what you like to see, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, this is the last game of the season, but it's really tough on a wife now of a coach because they go out recruiting, right?
Right, but hopefully they'll do a good job at recruiting, and next year we can be 11-0.
Okay, is Bill always calm at home like he is on the field? Okay, thank you, ladies.
All right, Pat, thank you very much. The 3rd quarter is over. We'll be right back.
Challenge yourself with Atari's video game from Gottschalk's. For just $149.99, you get a master component which plays all of Atari's video game cartridges. And now Atari has some new cartridges to challenge you. Asteroids, Warlords, Otello, Video Pinball, Missile Command, Air Sea Battles, and Space Invaders. Challenge yourself or challenge a friend with Atari's video game from Gottschalk's. Now just $149.99. You'll have fun this week, next week, and for many weeks to come.
Fresno State on top as we head into the 4th quarter. Fresno State has never trailed in this game, if I'm not mistaken. Pat Ogle is down on the sideline. Pat, what's the feeling down there?
Well, if you thought the wives of the coaches were excited there's nobody walking on the ground down here. Everybody is up, and even if Arizona has the depth, I think the Bulldogs might have the inspiration to play another great quarter here.
Here comes a shotgun. Only the 2nd time we've seen it this game on the part of Larry Smith's Wildcats, the innovative young coach. Likes to go with this formation. Tunnicliffe in a ton of trouble. He's run out of bounds. So it's going to be 3rd down and at least 26. Nicolopoulos there to chase him out.
Smart play by Craig right there. He had a chance to really hit the quarterback, but elected not to on the sidelines because it had been just another mental mistake.
3rd down, 26. This is the time they can't afford the letdown. They've got to be thinking deep, obviously.
You know, Scott, they've tried to reverse so many times. They run it very effectively, but, you know, now's the time to come with that fake reverse. I noticed on the last time that they run the reverse, if they'd have faked it, he had a running lane, and, you know, I think that they'll probably come to that this 4th quarter. Sprint out.
Tunnicliffe's got it. A lot of time. And there's some good defense, and it was borderline on pass interference. That's what everybody thinks. Nothing doing. McCreary, the linebacker, helped break it up. It's a punting situation. We'll see Sergio Vega. Haven't seen him for a while. Now, do the Bulldogs think block here?
No. I think they'll get a good return. They'll have real decent field position. They just want the ball back. They've moved the ball very effectively. You don't want to get them live. It's 4th and 27. Don't do anything dumb, you know, to maybe get a roughing the kicker, automatic 1st down. Try to get field position on a good return.
Eric Fox deep to receive. And he cuts upfield. Hey, he's got some room. Maybe. Maybe, just maybe. He gets to the 45-yard, no penalty. Sergio Vega had to make the stop himself. Now, that's Fox's first return of the game. Now, Pat Ogle, you're down on that sideline. What's the situation on Mooshagian?
I can't see him from where I am, Scott. I'm up on top of the bench, and the players are between me and the sidelines there.
Okay, he went off after he made that last reception, and you said that he had hit pretty hard, and apparently he's not up to fielding punts. Who knows? Blessing in disguise. Eric Fox with a fine return.
Excellent field position. He had 27 yards on that return.
Best return that I've seen this season on the part of the Bulldogs. So Eric Fox, the freshman, he's the heir apparent to the strong safety position of Steve Cordell. We're going to look for 3 years of good football on the part of Eric Fox, barring any devastating injuries. Split backs right. Quick grab. This is Terosian. He gets all the way down to the 32-yard line. Now, you got to start thinking time. You got to start thinking of grinding the football out because the clock is beginning to become a factor, especially if Fresno State gets some points on the board.
Well, I think right now Fresno State is thinking score. They come out, you can see them, they're intent right now. It's really it's fun, Scott, to have 4 good quarters of football. We've had 3 excellent quarters. The Bulldogs can take a score here. They can really put the pressure on the Wildcats.
That was Terosian's 4th carry this half for 22 yards. Here's a trap play. Carter stacked up, gets to the 30-yard line. Pickup of about 3. John Pace and Gary Shaw combine on the tackle. Puts the ball on the 30-yard line.
If Jeff elects to throw, this is the area that the Wildcats like to really put the pressure on, come with everybody, and if they get a one-on-one situation, he's liable to get a real easy score.
Split backs with a slot on the left side.
Here they come.
There's a fumble, and it goes right into the hand, thankfully, of one of the Bulldog. Is it an offensive lineman? Let's wait and see. It is Terosian making the recovery. Let's go now to Pat Ogle.
Okay, Scott, I have an answer for you now on Mooshagian. He does have a bruised shoulder. If you remember, just before the half, he made a catch and he got hit pretty hard. He probably can go back in the game if needed, but that's why Eric Fox, also down here on the sidelines right now, Tim Washington is being stretched out with his leg, but he'll probably be back in there too.
All right, Pat, thank you very much. High left, now they move out to a split left.
One-on-one, they're up and coming. He gets maximum protection. He can throw the outside.
See if he reads the blitz. He got rid of it. Nua's mad at himself for letting that ball through his hands. Tedford did a good job getting that ball off. 3rd down and 10. Excuse me, a 4th and 10. Bulldogs, I know, want to go for it. Let's see what they do. They're changing up. They're going to bring in Carricker. So they're going to try to set them deep in their own territory. Now, I'd like to see Rusty really get off a kind of a coffin corner kick. He has a tendency to boom these into the end zone.
I have an idea. He kicks the ball very, very high.
He'll right up in the air. Beautiful kick.
Let him get under it.
They're going to get under it. Let's see. It takes a great bounce stop, and right there they do so at the 1-foot line. I thought that one was going to get into the end zone.
Well, they had it covered well. They fielded it well. And it took a good Bulldog bounce.
Oh, it's about time that ball starts bouncing Fresno State's way. So we've got 12:53 left in this one, 23-17. 99 yards to go for Arizona. Another important defensive series for the Bulldogs.
Be nice to see him try to use a quick toss here and throw him into the end zone for a safety.
That'd make it an 8-point lead. That would be great. But let's just see what happens. Here's Johnson.
Oh.
Back across the plate. He might be... That's Johnson. Weaver is all the way down. 99 yards, but there's a flag. This one might be coming back. It is. There's a flag way upfield at the 34-yard line, and they're going to call it a clip.
They're going to call it on Bob Carter, and it was a dumb move on his part. Vance showed his speed right there. He's only a freshman.
Oh, how how this game can change. Just when you're thinking defense, they pop a 99-yarder, and luckily for Fresno State, we've got a 15-yard step-off, so it's all for naught, but the Wildcats still get a big gain out of it. They'll have it on the Fresno State 49-yard line. No one likes this call, as you can imagine, here in Tucson. Doesn't matter. 15 yards, and the Bulldog defense now thinking reprieve. They've got new life.
Thinking it as a quarterback right here, Scott. You know that the secondaries had to, chase 99 yards to try to catch a running back. Now the chance, go deep again. They're tired, go one-on-one, go for the kill right here. Let's see if they do it.
Split backs left. They'll run the ball. This is Redmond. Gets down to the 45-yard line. Logue made the stop for Fresno State. Be a 2nd and 5. .12:17, the clock's moving. This is Redmond again. Gets outside and gets close to the first down. They'll mark it short, however. Pat Ogle, down to you.
Okay, Scott, on that long run by Vance Johnson, he might have run his teammate into that clip. It looked like from my angle, and I was along the sidelines, he could have gone straight down the sidelines and not been cut off, but he decided to reverse his field, and his blocker downfield, that's when he clipped. So he might have created a clip, and that was a break for the Bulldogs.
Very good observation, Pat. Here comes Johnson. And he'll get the first down, so the Wildcats sustain this drive. Crowd really starting to pick up its activity.
You feel the momentum change, but it changed back when the defense really got aggressive. They went on the all-out blitz and stopped the offense of the Bulldogs from getting at least 3 points on the board. They got them out of field goal range. Of course, they made an excellent punt and coverage, but they allowed them to get out of the hole. Here's a reverse.
Johnson's got some blockers in front of him, gets down to the 34-yard line.
Good defensive play.
Johnson there to make the stop. What you call a Band-Aid tackle.
Well,
Johnson and Johnson. Ball rests on the 34-yard line. 2nd down and 6. That reverse. It's a fake this time. Johnson's got room down to the 25. Just like you had called, Darrell. Another first down. That momentum right now all in favor of Arizona.
The Bulldog defense has to gamble a little bit, too. They've got to come up, and they really got to try to put some pressure and cause a fumble or a big loss right here. They've got to really kind of go all out.
Redmond ball carrier, and right now Arizona is running at will.
They have not been able to stop the Wildcats on first down. They've averaged 5 and 6 yards a carry on that first down situation.
And that gives them a lot of options. 2nd and 4 right here. They've got pass or run.
Of course, they've been running the ball, and of course, it keeps that clock moving. 9.5 minutes left on the clock, so there's still an awful lot of time.
This time, Fresno State's defense comes up. Stevenson made the tackle. And and he was kicked, but no flag. Let's go down to Pat again.
Okay, right now Tim Washington is playing on about a leg and a half. If they're going to go one-on-one on Tim, he's going to have a tough time. I told you about that leg they were trying to stretch out, and I've been watching him the last 2 or 3 plays, and he's not real healthy on his right leg.
We'll have to watch that matchup.
Got a corner blitz.
He's coming.
That was, talking about Washington, that was Washington going on a corner blitz.
There's a flag. Let's see what it is. It's a flag right by where the receiver was, and let's just hold things right here.
No flag.
Okay, they ate the flag, and it was a heck of a rush put on by Tim Washington. Leg and a half or not, he was coming hard.
His leg might be hurting, but I'll tell you, it didn't show it right there.
They're kicking 3 points.
Yeah, but this is not a routine field goal from this distance now.
And it's not making the fans of Tucson very happy. It is 4th and 3. And it is going to be about a 34-yard effort. You got to wonder right now. Field goal, there's plenty of time. 8:54. They're going to get at least another.
They're awful shallow here. They're only setting that ball 6 yards deep. If they get any penetration, they should be able to block it.
Let's not rule out the fake either.
Oh,
that one is
smothered it.
No way.
I think that was an error on the holder's ball, then the kicker's ball. I don't think he realized that he hadn't had the proper depth. He should be somewhere around 7.5 yards.
Look at all those white shirts congratulating that defense. That is a big, big boost for the Fresno State defense as Arizona comes away empty. And another big morale builder, momentum builder. So the Bulldogs now are looking to sustain something. Run some time off that clock because Arizona needs a touchdown and an extra point to pull this one out.
The offense right now should be thinking, control the football.
And there's a face look. No flag, Looked like he was face masked.
Because a field goal is as good as a touchdown right now.
Gary Shaw stuck out one big paw and pulled down Terosian. In fact, they lost a yard on. It'll be 2nd down and 11 on the 19-yard line. He's going to have to go back to the air. I hope his confidence level is up. Here's where the quarterback can really get the momentum going. They're going to keep it on the ground, though. Terosian's into the secondary, gets up to about the 28-yard line. Pat Ogle.
Yes, Scott, I just checked with Tim Washington. It says his leg feels a lot better after that corner blitz, of course. And the other thing is not as good news. Steve Mooshagian has his jersey off on the sidelines. It looks like his shoulder is taped up a little bit. So I doubt seriously if Steve's going to get back in there, and his Bulldog career is over.
3rd down and 2. I don't have to tell you, this is a very big play.
I think you'll see the quarterback roll out here. If he is going to throw to a back or tight end hooking over the middle. But I think they'll probably be up and really coming here.
They'll give to Terosian. He stopped short of the 1st down. So the Bulldog defense has to check back in. Julius Holt made the initial hit along with Ivan Lesnick.
That's a shame, Scott, because if they could have picked up the 1st down, it would have given that defense just a little extra rest, a needed rest. They've been on the field too long this second half.
The ball's on the 29-yard line, and right now the Arizona team is showing a return. Carricker gets off an ice kick. Fair catch signaled for and taken by Stivers. So the Wildcats will put the ball in play on their own 37-yard line. And again, the white shirt defense back on the field. The crowd's starting to pick up.
It'll be interesting to see what the philosophy is going to be here. Try to play a little safe in a zone, or go all out and try to really put some pressure on. They have not thrown on 1st down. They've been running the ball. It'd be a good time to blitz right now, gambling that they wouldn't put the ball in the air.
They've got the I right formation. Johnson. Again, 5-6 yards on the first down.
Yeah, they've set some tendencies, and that has been their tendency on first down. They're running the ball. Of course, they're picking up the 5-6 yards. That's why they're going to have to just really blitz and fill each seam and shut it off.
Clock's on the move. 6:26 left. So are the Wildcats. 2nd and 4. Johnson again picks up some good yardage. That's his 15th carry this half, and he's got unofficially 100 yards rushing this half. Bobby Stevenson made the stop for the Bulldogs. First down, Wildcats. They're keeping this ball on the ground.
Let's see if they run on first down again, and if they try to put a little heat on them.
Speaking of heat, it's starting to get a little chilly up here, Darrell. I don't mean to change the subject, but the nose is starting to get red. Tunnicliffe rolls out.
Intentionally grounding the football right there. Throw that flag. Right here it comes. Right here.
Right there. Good
bad. He was delayed calling it, but he just had to call it. That was too obvious.
First, yeah, there it is. That is definitely a good call because he threw it right at the tackle. There was no one around there. Unpopular call. Naturally against this partisan crowd. Now let's see. Look at this step off. Can you believe that? That's from the point of infraction.
Yes.
So he's all the way down to their own 30-yard line, which is going to bring up a second down and 27 yards. A big break for the Bulldogs. Intentionally grounding on Tunnicliffe.
They've got to hold him down here and not let him out of the hole. They had him down here once before and let him break off a 99-yarder. So
this is going to change philosophies. They've got 2 downs to get 28 yards is what they officially call it.
Draw.
And they got the draw. This is Redmond. Nicolopoulos trying to get him. Can't do it. He'll get up good yardage, but still be about 14 to 15 yards shy of the first down. Dirk Fulton there to finish him off. And the ball now rests on the 44-yard line. Pick up a 14. They bring in Darrell Nelson and Vance Johnson. They're 2 speedy running backs.
They're interesting here. We'll probably try to see the tight end in motion going across. And in fact, they put him out here in the slot. They're going to try to get him one-on-one over the middle somewhere.
He's got a backer one-on-one. Shotgun formation. Tunnicliffe looking. We got a flag. Could be against the defense. That ball's caught.
It's against the Wildcats, I think, pushing off.
Brad Anderson made that reception. Let's wait and see.
They're pointing at the Wildcats.
No, wait. Defensive interference. There's the call. They would decline that penalty and take the reception, I imagine, because they had enough yardage.
I think the corner thought that he was interfered with and run over, but it didn't go his way. Big turnover. Let him get out of the hole again. Second 28.
Ball rests on the 40-yard line. 5 minutes exactly remaining in the game. 23-17 Bulldogs. This is Johnson. He's into the secondary. Gets all the way down to the 27-yard line before Matt McKnight rides him out of bounds. Another big carry for the freshman Vance Johnson.
It just seemed to take the wind right out of their sails on the defense. They just look like they're walking back to the huddle now. There's no enthusiasm.
This is where Craig Nicolopoulos has to fire them up. This could be their final test of the season, the Fresno State defense. Let's see if they can answer the challenge. Here comes Johnson. Just give that man the ball and let him run. Again, he picks up good yardage on the first down. Gets down to the 20-yard line. Pickup of about 8.
They're going to have to gamble on first down and, bring the corners, bring the safeties up. They're just getting too much yardage. They're letting them get outside. He's picking his hole.
4:23. A good time-consuming drive on the part of the Wildcats. touchdown and an extra point could give them the game. Fresno State will have, I presume, another opportunity. There's a mix-up on the part, and Tunnicliffe looks for somewhere to sit down, does so, but he's near the first down marker. They'll mark the ball at the 19-yard line, 1 yard shy of the first down. 3rd and 1.
I think they're in that area right here, Scott, that, if they don't make it on this play, they'll probably take 2 downs to try to pick up their first down. They need a touchdown. A field goal won't do them any good right here.
Yep. With 3:39 left, they have no other alternative.
They're up and coming. They've got to put. Here comes the corner on this side.
Gives to Johnson, and he gets backed up short.
He's short. That's what they had to do.
Ball's on the 20, and we got timeout Arizona.
They're going to think about it.
16 left. We'll take this timeout and be back for the final 3 minutes.
From Wildcat Datsun Visalia, an all-out cash rebate sale. Buy any new 81 Datsun in stock and get instant cash rebates. $500 back on the 210 and two-wheel drive pickup. $750 on the 310s and 510s. $850 on King Cab and 200 SX. Wildcat Datsun offers instant appraisals, finance managers on duty, and your personal financing is okay. It's an all-out cash rebate sale, and it's now on at Wildcat Datsun, Highway 198, Visalia.
Stay warm this winter with the DeLonghi heater from Gottschalk's, now just $119.99. With the energy-saving thermostat, you can control room temperature. There's no dangerous or disturbing infrared or ultraviolet radiation. And the DeLonghi heater has a low surface temperature, so it's great for children's rooms. The diathermic oil never needs to be replaced because it's permanently sealed in. Choose from 3 heat settings, 600, 900, and 1500 watts. The DeLonghi heater, now just $119.99 at all Gottschalk's.
It all boils down to this play. Arizona's offense. They can win the football, have the possibility to win the football game should they go on and make this first down on a 4th and 3.
I think you'll see all the Bulldogs up. They've got to go all out. They've got to gamble here.
Yeah, but 4th and 3, they may want to throw this football. Let's see. Vance Johnson, the likely ball carrier. Let's see what happens.
They're passing. Play action.
Tight end all along. Kent Payne, the coverage. Markfield made maybe the biggest catch she's made this season. On the 6-yard line, 1st and goal. There's another look, Darrell.
Well, gutsy call right here. Was, Gill's just an outstanding athlete. He's got that outside speed. He started him in motion. Good call, good play.
Had it been 4th and 1, maybe Arizona would have been thinking strictly run. But it was 4th and 3, and they made a super call. And it's 1st and goal from the 6. Come on, Bulldog defense. Here's the challenge. Vance Johnson just about stopped in the backfield, and he'll get plenty of yardage. Morris Brown had him by an ankle. Morris Brown is yelling at the official. He's saying he's being held. Second down and 3. Let's make it 4. The scoreboard says 3, but I got to believe that ball's on about the 4-yard line. Straight ahead running. Touchdown. He fumbled. What are they calling it?
Fumble. Fumble for Fresno State's ball. He did not have possession going in.
They're calling it at the 20-yard line, and there's some disappointed Wildcat. I'm speechless. Let's watch it, Darrell. We got a good angle here.
They stripped him of the ball. You'll see it right here.
He never had it. Who's on that? Tim Washington, the Fresno High product. His second big play of the game. He had the interception return for the touchdown, and Tim Washington has to be one happy Bulldog down there. Pat, what's the feeling down there?
Well, you can imagine, Scott, it's super. Tim Washington got that in the air, a perfect angle on it as the man was tackled. It popped up in the air, and Tim intercepted it before it hit the ground.
He was surprised, as I'm sure those Wildcats were. Frustration on the part of Arizona. Now, Fresno State has to get at least one first down. This game is far from being over. 2:21 left. Let's not get too excited.
Defense just deserves a big play right there. I'll tell you what, they've been outstanding all night. They've been on the field an awful lot this second half. But they made it happen. You got to do that by being aggressive. You got to go after the ball carrier, and you got to give them credit. They made the big error.
It's exactly a minute 55 left in this game. 20 seconds left on the 25-second clock.
Here's if they are going to throw down here, I think you'll probably see Jeff roll out. It helps those offensive linemen. If they are blitzing, he can get to the outside and kind of run away from it.
Here's the draw. Let's see what they called. Too much time, perhaps? I see that 25-second clock had 4 seconds. I double-checked, had 4 seconds. Of course, those are unofficial. I'm sure the referees keep those.
What's really impressive is the fact that this isn't a very, very explosive Wildcat football team. Anytime a team beats SC and Stanford back-to-back, you know, they're playing some top-caliber collegiate football, and Fresno State is competing on that same level and playing excellent.
And there's a lengthy discussion. Tedford is saying, look, the 25-second clock had 4 seconds left. Now, why are we called for a delay of game?
That could be the big question. That's probably what they're discussing right out there.
As soon as that whistle blew, about 5 white shirts turned around and pointed right at that clock, and it said 4 seconds. It was then quickly reset. It now stands at 25. 1:34 left. Now, here comes the official. Let's see what he's going to say. He's coming over to the sideline. Pat, maybe you can help shed some light.
Scott, you're absolutely right on what the call was. The referee now is going over to, I think, a timer here. I'm going to follow him over here and let's see what's happening. I think you're absolutely right on the call. There was 4 seconds, just as you called it. Take it back for a second. I'll get over to the
okay,
they're dialing upstairs. They're going to talk to somebody upstairs.
Okay, so there's a timeout. We'll take a timeout. We'll be right back.
Here they are, the glorious new furs of the season. The styles, the shades you want. The luxury, the beauty, the sheer splendor you've dreamed of. Normarts has the fur of your lifetime. Come and see. Normarts, Fresno Shaw Plaza.
And remember, Normarts isn't just for furs anymore.
Taste the high country. It is a relentless land, peopled with relentless men. Taste the high country. They are us, and we're them. Taste cool. It is for men like them we brew our beer. The only one brewed up here. Coors is brewed with pure Rocky Mountain spring water. Fresh taste that satisfies every day. Taste the high country. There is a time for work, a time for play. Taste Coors.
23-17 Bulldogs. Let's go down to Pat Ogle and find out what happened.
Okay, Sky, it was just as we called it, and let's compliment the officials. They've done an excellent job this game because tempers have really been high. But on that particular situation, Jeff was deceived by the clock, so the officials said, all right, put it back to the 2:09, and we start that play over again.
Okay, they put the full 25 seconds back on. He's got a full 16. Let's see if he milks this clock for all it's worth. He's got 10 seconds. He's not going to do it. The give will be to Terosian. Trying to get outside. Good block. Let's see who made that block for the Bulldogs. 59, Kent Tucker, the senior guard, made an excellent block. Arizona calls for time. We'll take another timeout.
People are winning big here at Taco Bell's $4 million Mucho Mucho giveaway. You can win a DeLorean or $25,000 cash, a Mustang Ghia or $5,000, TVs, stereos, cameras, bicycles, excuse me, trips for two to Mexico and Hawaii, plus millions of food prizes instantly, including Pepsi-Cola. So come in today and play the Taco Bell $4 million Mucho Mucho giveaway.
These your DeLorean?
What?
Play the Taco Bell $4 million Mucho Mucho giveaway.
Levitt, we're going furniture shopping in a warehouse? Marge, I'd like to save money, but
you also want quality furniture, right? Follow me.
This is Levitt. I've never seen so much beautiful furniture. $2 million worth. Over 200 rooms of displays. Furniture you'd be proud to have in your home. And I thought Levitt was just a warehouse. Oh, it's that too, so there's no waiting for your furniture. It's right here. I love it. So will you.
You love it at Levitt.
Minute 47 left in this game. 23-17 Bulldogs. Arizona forced to use a timeout. They've got one left. The situation, 3rd and 1. Fresno State gets the first down, barring any major turnover, a surprising turnover. The victory will be Fresno State's if they get this first down. Terosian, the likely ball carrier. You're calling for a quarterback sneak.
No, he won't quarterback sneak right now. He's got a full backfield. He'll be using one of his power backs.
Terosian, money in the bank. Ted Terosian. That might be Ted Terosian's final carry of his brilliant 5-year career, because I'm guessing that they're going to just fall on that ball. With a minute 42 left, fans starting to file out now. They're disgusted. I know Larry Smith is. I don't think it's a matter of really looking past Fresno State, because these Bulldogs have played one heck of a football game.
They've played exceptionally good football, though.
They have played on pride. PCAA pride of the seniors wanting to go out with a win. You always remember, a senior always remembers his last game. 1st and 10. Here's Terosian. Picks up about a yard, maybe.
With that last possession, picking up that first down, it caused the Wildcats. They had to use up 2 of their timeouts. They don't want to use this last timeout unless they absolutely have to. Jeff can let that clock run right on down, use that full 25 seconds.
There's 56 seconds left, 15 on the clock, on that 25-second clock.
He might just fall down on the ball right here without taking a chance on a fumble.
They'd have to use the timeout then. He'll give to Terosian. Hey, he's got into the secondary and another first down, so that's gonna nail the coffin shut. 23-16, Fresno State is gonna win this game. And that Bulldog sideline is excited. They're jumping up and down. They know they've got the victory in the back pocket. Pat Ogle is going to try to get Jim Sweeney lined up there for the post-game interview. He's talking to a couple of the seniors. I know he's going to want to talk to Tim Washington, who has really done the job. He's grabbing Nicolopoulos. Those interviews will be coming up in our post-game show.
If you had to pick an MVP right now of the game, it would sure be Washington. He's been all over.
And you can't overlook Terosian.
I think I'd give an MVP for the entire defense. They really deserved it.
They sure did. Probably their finest performance of the year.
Coming into the game, we felt that, Fresno State could throw the ball, move the ball, score some points. A little suspect of the defense, but it really has risen to the occasion and just played one outstanding game.
Well, Fresno State, it came in allowing 420 yards a game in total offense, and they're going home with a win, a very, very big win. You can't say enough about the victory.
That should do it.
They got to run off one more. Well, let's see. Nope. They're going to start the clock now, and it's all over. Fresno State finishes the year 5-6. The record may be a little disappointing, but let's keep in mind this team finished with 4 victories in their last 5 games. They've got something going for next year. And as we mentioned, a big recruiting plus, beating the Arizona Wildcats in Arizona. There it is, 3, 2, 1, 0. Bulldog victory, 23-17. We'll be back with some, I'm sure, very excited interviews. That story right there tells it all. Jim Sweeney, the victorious coach. We're coming right back.
I bet you...
Okay, as I was just saying, we finally got a victory in one of our telecasts here. Today's game brought to you in part by your San Joaquin Valley Magnavox dealer and by Coors Light. Coors Light, the surprise is how good it tastes, and the surprise is how well the Bulldogs played tonight.
They've played exceptionally good football, and the defensive effort was just magnificent. Tim Washington had an outstanding game, you know, picking one off, running it back in for a touchdown. Big play that you probably really didn't notice. He came on a corner blitz and caused an incomplete pass. They went on to miss that field goal right after that. And then also the fumble recovery right at the end, in the end zone to give the Bulldogs possession, 1st and 10 on the 20.
Okay, we talked about some Pac-10 victory, you know, of course, against Oregon, and what a big game that was. The fact that it was a stadium dedication, and the fact that, you know, it was an opening season victory. But which game? Which game would you say is perhaps more important to this program?
Well, I think, of course, tonight's game, without a doubt. You know, they played a much stronger team than the Oregon team. You know, when teams can beat SC, Stanford, you know, they lost by 1 point to Cal, and some of the other, you can see how happy everyone is on the sideline, but, you know, it does an awful lot for their program. The Bulldogs were not blown out in some of the games that they did lose. You know, they were very competitive. They had an awful lot of injuries during the year. If they get some help either through, you know, recruiting as freshmen or from junior JC transfers, you know, Fresno State will be very competitive and could go all the way next year without a doubt.
Well, Pat Ogle is nearing with a lot of happy seniors. You saw a shot there of some of the seniors. And he's down on the sideline. He's got Steve Johnson with him right now. So, Pat, you look like you're ready down there. I know you're out of breath. You've been running around on that field, so let's go down to Pat Ogle.
Okay, I'm just getting my headset on here, Scott. We're going to start with a lot of these guys. First, Steve Johnson. You're a senior. Must be the greatest game?
It is the greatest game I've ever played in my life.
Okay, it was super. What do you think back on now after your last Bulldog game?
I wish it wasn't over. I wish I had another year.
Okay, great going. Thank you very much, Steve. All right, stay with us now. Ted. Over here, Ted. All right, if you have anybody who exemplifies a Bulldog, this is the man, Ted Terosian. Ted, you always have played super, but tonight you were running like a man possessed. I mean, did you feel anything differently, or what was it? What did you think?
No, I don't know if I tried any harder. I gave it my all, and I don't know, I have to credit our offensive line. They did a heck of a job. And I just wanted to leave, you know, a winner, winning this game. And I don't know what feels better, winning this game or winning with the opener. It's just super. It really is.
You've done yourself proud, Ted, and I'm sure a lot of honors are going to come your way here at the end of the season. And we're all real proud of you, and thank you for 4 great years. And not only is Sanger proud, but every Bulldog is real proud.
Thank you very much, Pat.
Barry, come here, Barry. Barry knew another senior, tight end. And Barry, you got most of your action a lot on special teams, and I know Jim Sweeney thinks, I mean, you were the captain of the special teams. It's a great feeling, isn't it?
You know it. I had no better feeling go out a winner like this, especially against Arizona.
Do you think, as a senior in your career, I mean, was this the biggest game, or would you look on another one?
No, this is the biggest one. This was the game to end all games for me.
All right, congratulations, Barry. Thank you very much. Steve Mooshagian, come over here. All right, look at this. He's got ice up on his shoulder. You took a little bump there at the end of the first half, right?
No, it was in the third quarter, actually. But that's secondary now. This is the greatest win that I've ever been associated with. It's a great way to end out the career. These guys are great. I love them. They're great.
You're among that group as being great, Steve.
Is that the first pass that you've attempted and completed in your Bulldog career?
No, last year in the first game against Fullerton, I threw a 2-point conversion to Bill Griever, but that's funny. We just put that in and wanted to put in some of these tricky things to have, you know, for Arizona, and boy, they all work good. It's great.
Can Steve Mooshagian throw the ball any further than he threw? It looked like to me that about the last ounce of strength on that particular pass.
Oh, I might have had 10 more yards in it. I don't know. You know, you never can tell. With that adrenaline pumping, who knows what you could do.
Okay, thank you, Steve. A great career. You've been an inspiration.
All righty.
Okay. Steve Cordell, come here, please. Steve Cordell, our East-West Shrine member, and I'm sure, Steve, a lot of other awards are going to be coming your way. You were outstanding. The only disappointment for Bulldog fans is you're injured for a couple games this year, and they didn't get to see you do it. But how do you do it, Steve? How do you get yourself up? Because you do it better than anybody I've ever seen.
I think it's just coaching.
Oh, come on, Steve. It's not just coaching. You got
coaching
good coaches.
emotion. Okay, that's all it is.
But you have never thought of yourself as a small man in this game, have you?
No, I don't, you know. Small players can play too. It's just, like the game is emotion, and doing what you're told, and you can be successful.
Well, you on defense, Steve, and Ted Terosian on offense, the Bulldogs have never had any more players who exemplified Bulldogs, and congratulations on a great season. We're going to look forward to seeing you in the East-West game, and we expect to see number 23 doing what he's done all year.
Okay, thank you very much.
I'm walking over now to Tim Washington. Tim, Jimmy Sagatale and a great fan. I'm sorry to interrupt us for a second here, but Timmy, you played a great last game for the Bulldogs. Tell us what happened down there on the goal line. It looked like to me the ball popped up and you got it in the air.
Well, like we were blitzing. Well, I was blitzing from the corner spot, and they did an up-the-middle play, and I came around, so it was too late for me to make the tackle because it's close to the goal line, so I just reached for the ball and just yanked it out.
All right, how about on the interception in the first half? You saw the ball coming. Did you also see the end zone right away?
Well, I was thinking touchdown as soon as I seen the ball because I was supposed to let my man go and pick up the secondary receiver, so I waited a little bit, and he tipped it, and it just came right in my hand, so I just wanted to score.
Have you returned another one, an interception? I'm trying to think, Tim, for a touchdown?
No, this is the first one for the touchdown.
Okay, and in the last game, that's super. Tim Washington, a great career at Fresno State, and you hope to follow your brother maybe into that pro ranks?
Yeah, I'm hoping to go that way.
Okay, great game, Tim. Thanks for all the thrills.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, there's one player and one coach we haven't talked to, and that's Jim Sweeney. I'm going to have to go find him.
Okay.
Scott, if you want to take it back and talk a little bit, I'll go get him.
Pat, I'll give you a little help standing over there by the dressing room, so you go get him, and we'll take a timeout and come back with Jim Sweeney.